Good evening, Nigeria. So happy independence for those who are busy to celebrate independence celebration today. And thank you so much for joining us. Welcome to another day to talk about matter we get to do with Nigeria. My name is Precious Inyi. Welcome to Updated Precious. Another day to talk about things where they happen for inside our country, especially as they get to do with politics and governance. Okay, so today we don't already come. So today, now the 65th independence anniversary of Nigeria. Why some people they happy well, some people they mourn, some people they hungry, some people not even get as to beat them at all. So now we to make a carry bongo guest enter inside the studio today. So make we even cool down, break down as the matter of Nigeria take be this 65 years, and then make also break down the work of our present government as they claim say they don't get for this independence we don't get as they celebrate 65 years. Welcome to the show. My name is Precious and it always sweet my belly to bring on things where they happen for our country. And make a begin go give on the buzzbuzz where they happen for inside politics one by one. Now Peter Obi and Lagos State government, then just they give each other buzz. Why? Because of the buildings and where they demolish for trade fair. Peter Obi call on one name. He say, now a great taste of what's he talking again? He get the grammar he call him whether a test of tyranny be waiting. He call her one big name like that. Not be smart. Now Lagos State government can answer him. He talk say he described them as a test of impunity, justice, and compassion. Yes. He said a test of impunity, justice, and compassion. Now waiting happen. But Lagos State government answer and say, "Na lie, you are wrong." Obi no be small buzzbuzz. And I will give on all the drama as it happen. Him too, Peter Obi don't come make a public statement as he get to do with the independence anniversary. He do a press conference. He gets his own speech too as Nigeria is celebrating independence. But if we no playing speech, but I will bring on that full text of waiting in talk concerning the independence celebration. But as Nigeria they celebrate independence today, President Bola Tinubu don't talk a lot of things. Inside the independence speech, he talks say we don't win the war on terrorism and wahala for inside our country. He said our security don't the tanda gidigba. He can't say we don't get the best healthcare system and education. Now Nigerians say, you say wait it. Nigerians if fire up. In fact, ADC don't give the president's speech uppercut. Say what are you talking about? Say Tinubu delivered budget speech, not independent day speech. Now waiting ADC don't tell them. Come summer and well, other Nigerians themselves don't talk to them. As they talk to yourself, somebody like Primate Ayodele don't talk. Say in fact, say our independence say it dey like saying a bondage. Say Nigeria they sit on a time bomb under President Tinubu directionless. You can't the one that say wait. Not be this same Ayodele we will see. We don't one point at a time. Don't talk about President Tinubu like say talk about him well. What's in become the directionless now about them? All of a sudden, it don't become directionless. What is going on here? What's in they happen here? Well, all that matter if follow for things. So if we say we go talk about as we they look into the things and what they happen for the country today. And then we go still go more, they look at other issues then. Nigeria at 65. Nigerians, they talk, say we never see the impact of democracy yet. We don't know whether not democracy have been a dem go crazy now we did. We never see more. We need to see we go look at that lamentation or book of lamentation from Nigerians. Make we enter inside security small. We'll come back to independence and other issues. Now, Ogado Garai been a former speaker talk saying, say it be like say we dey under curse for inside this country. We are under a curse. Dogara they lament insecurity, poverty for inside North and Nigeria generally. 2027, Nigerian politicians commit 90% of crimes in elections. Who they talk this one? Say Nigerian politicians that then they commit 90% of the ururu and crime. Who they talk this one? I go tell her now when the time reach. Okay. Peace deal with bandits is meaningless without disarmament. How you go get peace deal with them? They no go collect their arms from their hand. That one I talk. Now APC chieftain said, now they talk this one. Nigerians should pay their taxes despite Tinubu's reform causing economic hardships. Who talk this one? Christian Association of Nigeria. You can't wonder, wait. Christian Association of Nigeria, on a day for the people, I be against the people. No matter how hard the economy they may they still they pay their taxes. Now they may talk now waiting Nigerians and respond to them. No matter waiting happen. No better president for this life than President Bola Tinubu. Who talk this one? APC now they talk this one. Nigerians will say You say, wait, see, nobody better pass President Bola Tinubu for inside this country. What are you talking about? On they live on our own paradise, I be on our own country. Nigeria, they different from our Nigeria. Now, senior citizens, don't they tell government to improve on infrastructure and healthcare access? Say, I beg go give us healthcare access. The same healthcare where President Tinubu say it don't better pass everything. In fact, say now they cure cancer and all kind of diseases. Now, senior citizens now they say, what is going on here? Independence Day, EFCC, ICPC asked to prosecute corrupt officials. So yeah, all the people waiting for money to prosecute them. No, they use mouth. They talk them, do am, make we see. Meanwhile, as they celebrate all the songs, they do all the songs. We hear say right now, Nigeria now Africa's #1 World Bank base holder. That is, we've been Africa's #1 World Bank debtor under President Bola Tinubu administration, because we don't move out from IMF, now World Bank, now we're inside now, where would they owe? Now, according to the research, yes, that's not part of the story we say we'll carry come to. And then moving on, enough of senseless killings and gross incompetence. Roads Vival don't slam Tinubu government for inside Kwara wahala, and as Kwara people they mourn. We now have great hospitals in Nigeria that can treat cancer. I tell you, Nasina waiting Oga President talk. Religious persecution in Nigeria na lie. Ooh, na lie. Na so President Bola Tinubu talk. He said na lie. He said they need to persecute only Christians. Okay, make we move on to other issues. IPOB don't condemn Tinubu Independence Day speech, reject allegations of terrorism. Say, this one when you talk about terrorism, not be us, not be us, not be us. Lie. Tinubu government fails to release Nigeria's key fiscal documents to fact check claims of progress. Or yeah, release the fiscal documents and we go help us check whether true all these things where you say they do not true. You never release them. As it gets to do with independence, Atiku don't ask Nigerians to sweep away Tinubu for ineptitude, inept government, sweep the inept government away. Atiku don't talk. Say next election, we're gonna sweep and come out. You see, as it gets to do with judiciary, something very interesting happened. As our Attorney General of the Federation, Oga Lateef Fagbemi, he don't talk, say, he don't lament the rot inside Nigerian judiciary. You know, I'm not calling rot. I say rot inside Nigerian judiciary. You can't reveal plan to probe senior lawyers. Probe senior lawyers, judges and magistrates in court and justices in court. Will they come to that? Meanwhile, ex-president Obasanjo don't want Nigerian, saying Nigerian population will explode. Nigerian population explosion could make Boko Haram a child's play by 2050. That is the way our population they explode. If we make Boko Haram a child's play by 2050. As it gets to do with Nnamdi Kanu don't come out, they cry. You say, I'm in danger of sudden death. Oh, I feel die anytime. No, Nnamdi Kanu don't cry out. Oh, as he don't, as he don't, they talk about how sickness they use warrior inside the DSS custody way day. Now, a particular person don't talk, say Showorina, the perfect guinea pig for Tinubu badly written movie, a distraction to silence Nigerians. So say, they allege, say the federal government, they use Showore to distract Nigerians. You think, say not true? All this matter of Guyana. Meanwhile, Kano government don't call, say, may they remove the commissioner of police who did that state to say, in fact, say the guy don't undermine authority, may they come out. You see as he go. Pengasin and Dangote saga. Dangote don't succumb. It don't come down. It's okay. I surrender. I go recall all those people. Then when beside sack, you don't do. Make gonna call off the wahala. Make wahala for end. My people. Now all this matter and more we carry on the more today. And it always suits me to bring on a matter then with the shelle for inside the country. Welcome to the show. Joining me for inside the studio. Now my Friday, Sunday tonic, Prince Francis Chilaka. But I say make it come today. We could talk about the growth of our country as we celebrate independence. Good evening, sir. Thank you so much as you join us today. Welcome.
Good evening, Precious.
Green, sir. You know we're green.
For what?
Are
you celebrating that you're wearing green for?
Everybody they wear green today, sir. I say you go wear green, sir.
For what now? What is the significance of that?
They say Independence Day of Nigeria.
Who is independent? Nigeria is still under bondage. We have been freed from our colonial masters, and then our political leaders are now the ones enslaving us.
We're still under colonial masters.
No. Our colonial masters have freed us. We now have new colonialism, and this one is now being perpetrated by your own leaders.
Hey. All right, sir. Let's get started. I can't wait for us to start. And no better way to start than to x-ray some of the things where our president talk, say he don't do. Now, make we look at some of the key things where we say talk about for inside the independence speech, because you know go good make we talk this talk today, make we not even mention the independence speech where President Tinubu talk. You know, for inside that independence speech, he talk a lot of things. I'm not going to read all the things and where he talk. He talk about how he be say the economy don't improve greatly for inside the administration. He talk about say we dey win the war against insecurity. He talk about say we dey treat all sorts of diseases now. And the good thing we say, you know, just talk this thing today for independence speech. He even talk him yesterday, because the president yesterday when he be say been deal weary. You go your village, you go worry. Where you go commission flyover, commission different things, then fine road them. Where you say no they Imo State, then commissioner. So now there and I can talk say he say right now Nigeria don't they well equipped. Say we get well equipped hospitals capable of treating critical illnesses such as cancer, insisting that the nation is turning under his administration. In fact, say would they do good well. Then he repeat them again today for inside in independence speech. It be like say I go they take some of them one by one, but make I start with this one. Make you first tell us what you think about it. Just watch this.
Significant growth since 1960. Although it is much easier for those whose vocation is to focus solely on what ought to be, we must recognize and celebrate our significant progress. Nigerians today have access to better education and healthcare than in 1960. At independence, Nigeria had 120 secondary schools with a student population of about 130,000. Available data indicate that as of year 2024, there were more than 23,000 secondary schools in our country. At independence, we had only the University of Ibadan and Yaba College of Technology as the two tertiary institutions in Nigeria. By the end of last year, there were 274 universities, 183 polytechnics, and 236 colleges of education in Nigeria, comprising federal, state, and private institutions. We have experienced.
All right, sir. So make I take you for this before I go back to the one where you also talked yesterday. Then we will go to the one where you talk about insecurity. But let's start with this healthcare system, because Nigerians don't they lament. Say, excuse me, sir. If our healthcare system don't do better, we don't they treat cancer and all that, how come would they spend so much billions of dollars annually on medical tourism, especially too for our heads of state? Because President Muhammadu Buhari, for instance, if he take medical care for Nigeria as you know, miserly as in day for cash, who will know saying a person will be saying be mega scare in this a bit talk in the honest, but he couldn't even have his medical care in Nigeria, right? Abdul Salam talk and the other time say him and Buhari been there the same hospital for inside London. So that means most of our leaders now abroad, then they take treatments. The other day we hear something about Akpabio and we will not know, but now it still get to do with abroad. So how come we get these world-class hospitals where they treat everything, but they fit for our politicians? That's not some people they talk. People even mention the president too in part of that conversation, but make I begin take your response, sir.
Precious, I feel so ashamed. This is one of those days you don't want to be associated or called a Nigerian.
Why, sir?
This is one of those days where you have a father who lies to you. He tells you lie with impunity.
Hey.
He gives you false hope. He decides to deceive you with impunity. And this is what Mr. President has done. Mr. President boldly sat today, 1st of October 2025, to lie to Nigerians. He didn't just lie like a typical politician, but he lied as somebody that even a lie dictator cannot dictate it. That is the kind of lie your president told. The kind of lie that gives your stomach, that makes your stomach want to want to come out. The kind of lie that makes you want to fall ill immediately. And that's what your president has done. What this simply shows is that you have a president that is not in touch with the reality of what the people are going through. You have a leader that is far from the people, a leader that is distanced from the people. And this is why we keep saying that the problem with leadership in Nigeria, especially with this government, is trust deficit. Because the people themselves don't trust anything Mr. President has said. How can Mr. President open his mouth and tell you we have the best medical system? Where is it? What are the driving factors he would tell us that gives him the impression that we have good medical system? Is it a medical system where the doctors are complaining on a daily basis, where the doctors are going on strike, where the patients cannot get adequate attention, where even when drugs are prescribed for the patients, they cannot afford to get those drugs? This is the same president that told us a few months ago that dialysis will cost 12,000 naira. Please, mention one hospital or one dialysis center, including the ones owned by government, that you can go to and receive dialysis for 12,000 naira. Why is our government lying to the people? Why is President Bola Tinubu pretending not to know that the Nigerian people are suffering? Why would he sit in front of the television, the camera, so to say, and lie to 200 and something million Nigerians? To what end? Is this the kind of leadership we have always wanted? Is this the kind of people we believe that can take us to El Dorado? The people that tell lies without blinking their eyes? The people that do not even know what the people are going through? The leaders that do not have empathy. They don't care. Now, let me tell our president, if he doesn't know, maybe those who write speak for Mr. President, they are not Nigerians. It looks like people who write speak for Mr. President, they live in the moon. And so all they do is just drop it for him and he begins to reel it out. Mr. President, let me tell you, and I say this on behalf of several millions of Nigerians, that one, our hospitals, most of our hospitals, government-owned hospitals, are deathbeds. Two, Mr. President, you need to understand that our doctors are not well taken care of. And as such, they have to do every other thing possible to survive. Mr. President, I need to tell you that if you are sick today and you need oxygen, the cost of oxygen in the hospital is mind-blowing. Mr. President, let me also tell you that what qualifies a good medical system is the availability of drugs. Drugs are not available, Mr. President.
Available or affordable?
It is not available, it is not affordable.
Oh, wow.
Mr. President, do you know that your own citizens now rely on Agbo to survive? Because where the drugs are available, they cannot afford it. Do you know, Mr. President, that most of the hospitals, the teaching hospitals, the health centers are not equipped? So when you say you are curing cancer, Mr. President, I don't think you have seen a cancer patient before.
So Prince Francis Chilaka, right? One of the reasons why a lot of people, they complain about this. I mean, it never reached better 3 months where somebody carry accident victims. Remember, go to Federal Medical Center, Abuja, where they saw even glove things not available to use handle them for emergency.
That is why I said
a Federal Medical Center, Abuja, Gongongo, you're not supposed to be part of the reforms where it say the healthcare system done in experience. If you don't reach Abuja, then you reach.
That is why I said to you that whoever wrote that speech, that rubbish for Mr. President, does not like him. Those who sit down to write speech for him, they are not in tune with what is happening in the country.
All right, so because we get a lot of things to talk, I'm not gonna let me dwell on this particular conversation for too long. He also spoke about security. Now, with all the things when you talk about security, a lot of people would expect, say, information Kwara State, information Niger State, and I mean this recent incidents we don't happen lately, information them, but there was no mention of any of these at all. But he mentioned the fact, say, we don't, conquer, win the war against terrorism. He mentioned IPOB, where they don't reply him now. Make I just go look at that, go play within it up, just very briefly for context. Please take a listen.
We are working diligently to enhance national security, ensuring our economic experiences improved growth and performance. The officers and men of our armed forces and other security agencies are working tirelessly and making significant sacrifices to keep us safe. They are winning the war against terrorism, banditry, and other violent crimes. We see their victories in their blood and sweat to stamp out Boko Haram terror in the northeast, IPOB ESN terror in southeast, and banditry and kidnapping. We must continue to celebrate their gallantry and salute their courage on behalf of a grateful nation. Peace has returned to 100 of our liberated communities in the northwest and northeast, and thousands of our people have returned safely to their homes. I have a message for you, you young people.
So thousands of our people don't return to their homes, and as we speak to you, we get a lot of
Precious, hold on. Okay, I don't know why Mr. President is doing this. Honestly speaking, I really don't know why Mr. President is doing this. Mr. President has taken time to install intelligence of 200 million Nigerians. What Mr. President has done with this speech is not different from what is it Seriki or what do they call him? The former Minister for Aviation. I remember Yes, Hadi Serika. What Mr. President has done with this speech is the same thing the man did by scamming 200 million Nigerians. How can the president open his mouth knowing that a lot of Nigerians are living in IDP camps? They have not been sent back home. Since he came to power, he has not been able to send people back to their homes, to their ancestral homes. So what kind of security is he talking about? Are you aware that today, I think it's along is it in Kogi or so today, that people were kidnapped, travelers? Are you aware? Now, while Mr. President was giving his speech, people were being kidnapped, people were being killed. Why is Mr. President doing this? Why is it that our leaders are so mean and wicked? Why is it that our leaders are so selfish? All they think about is themselves, not about the people. Honestly speaking, it looks like Nigeria is cursed. Nigeria, it looks like we're under the spell of a voodoo. Because I don't understand what is happening in this country. You're opening your eyes, you're looking into the eyes of 200 million Nigerians, people who live in fear. Nigerians are living in fear. A country where government officials are negotiating with bandits, terrorists, and they come to the meeting place fully armed. The TSS will not be there to arrest them. The police will not be there to round them up. The military will not be there to round them up. And then you're telling Nigerians that you are winning the war. What war are you winning? Is it because Mr. President rides in his siren car with all these security apparatus protecting him, and he thinks that that is the way the ordinary Nigerians are being protected? A few days back, a young lady was killed by armed robbers in Abuja. in the federal capital. And then Mr. President is telling Nigerians that he has secured the land. What land has he secured? There is nothing wrong in praising the military and those who are involved, who are fighting these heinous crimes, these bandits, these terrorists, without sophisticated weapons. We appreciate them. We know that they're doing a good job. But I'll tell you that governance have not shown the will to end this menace. And so for Mr. President to be saying all this that he's saying, honestly, Mr. President, you do not understand what Nigerians are going through. You are far from reality, please. With due respect to you, Mr. President, you are far from reality.
Now, so key things said the president talked concerning this insecurity. He called the Boko Haram terrorist terror in the northeast. He didn't mention what is going on in northwest as terror. He said the bandits in the northwest. That now waiting people they point out to the bandits. So these people then where they sack communities, where they kill people, kidnap people, they are not classified as terrorists. They are just bandits. Then he mentioned the ESN, the IPOB as terrorists, irrespective of the fact, say, they never commit half of the crime. We be say the bandits, then the so-called bandits, and don't commit for inside the northwest. So these are part of waiting people they get problem with. And IPOB now don't come talk, say no. Say they no go accept the fact, say the president classified them as a terrorist organization. I don't know whether I would like to react to that.
You know, I don't want to say that the president is giving out a script, and that script is a script, you know, meshed in tribalistic tendencies.
Tribalistic.
Yes. Our president is sounding like a very tribalistic man. He's not sounding like a Nigerian. He's not sounding like a father of the entire nation. I came across a post on social media this morning, and that post got me thinking. Precious. The post had is a picture with 5 men in it. The president was in the middle, 2 on the right, 2 on the left, and they were referred to as his cabinet, his kitchen cabinet.
Who are those?
None of them is from the southeast. None of them is from the south-south. None of them is from the north-central. None of them is from the northeast. None of them is from the northwest. They are all from the southwest. And somebody put up a very sarcastic comment. He said, if you allow a Bola Tinubu to win 2027 election by hook or by crook, he will frustrate not only the northerners, but also the southeasterners. And so when you listen to his speech, I'm telling you, you are moved to say that this presidency is tilted so much to a tribalistic president.
Okay. All right. So somebody here.
And then talking about terrorism, you know, it's always easy to give a dog a bad name just to kill the dog. We all Nigerians, we know that when you talk of IPOB has not been classified by anyone as a terrorist organization. Don't forget, maybe I need to remind people, it is your governors in the southeast. They are the ones who classified IPOB as a terrorist organization because of their greed and their selfishness. If the governors in the southeast are doing the right thing that they're supposed to do, if they are putting development, they're putting infrastructures, they're taking the welfare of the people to heart, I am telling you, you will not have anybody coming out to talk about IPOB. But like I will say, and I'll say it again, IPOB is an ideology. That ideology today is being promoted by Nnamdi Kanu, who will tell you it's non-violent. But the next person that will take over, can you hold brief for that person? That's the thing with ideology. It is who is promoting the ideology at that time that matters. And I think government, and I say it again, government needs to be careful. Let us not use emotions. Let us not use the fact that you don't like a particular tribe and use it to profile the entire tribe. Or you don't like a particular people, you don't like their faces. There is no difference from the speech of Mr. President and the kind of actions Abike Dabiri has been putting up. And that's why I said this government looks more like a fully tribalistic government.
All right. So somebody here, they counter you, they talk, say you did detached from the reality of we did for Nigeria. Say make you go our hospitals. You go see, say our president, they do well. I've been just want to remind them. This one I just know about hospitals.
That person should come at our pay transport for both of us. Let us go and do proper investigative journalism, both of us. You know, people just come on social media. They come on social media, they rant. I meet with people every day. I go to hospitals, I go to pharmacies. I know how much drugs are gotten. I know how many people reach out to me every day. They just want 1,000, 5,000 to buy a drug. So I'm not just one of those that lives in the air. I am living in a practical person.
Don't better pass before Tinubu coming.
In what way are the doctors and nurses not on strike? If your healthcare is better, would they be on strike? I think the problem we have in this country is that when people look at private hospitals that are up there, high-scale private hospitals, you do not use it as a yardstick for hospital for the ordinary Nigerians. The hospital for ordinary Nigerians are the general hospitals. Go there and find out what is happening there. Go to Lasut. Right from the gate, you will see people who are waiting for you to either give them to help them buy the drugs.
Where do they even give people drip for inside? Where do they give people drip for inside their cars?
Inside their car. So that person, whoever is saying that, whoever that person is, that person needs to be flogged in public because he does not understand what is going on in this country.
Okay, because I wanted to actually bring to his attention just apropos doctor, something where we say he talked recently.
This is where women give birth. That's the toilet. This is where people give birth. In this primary healthcare center, this is the only forceps in this entire place. They don't have more than this. When women come at night to give birth and there's no light in the hospital, how do you take their deliveries?
Well, you're just using our phone, torchlight.
You're using the torchlight of your phone to take the deliveries. What if there's bleeding?
To show you that the person that was making that comment is the
non-entity. Have you seen the problem that we're facing in this country? That is the electricity that is powering this entire hospital. If your leader is not serious about the primary healthcare center, they are wasting their time. Because the primary healthcare center is the first level of healthcare in any country, any state, any local government that is serious about healthcare. This hospital does not even have adequate solar care. There's no lights. There are women who give birth in these hospitals. You can see what the labor room looks like. There are people who are going to need wound care. You can see what the wards look like. There are children who require help from this hospital. You can see what the resources look like. Vaccines have to be imported from another hospital just so that they can be given to the people here. But no worry, you can scroll because this is not bomb or funny.
Make it not be like
no, precious. Who I've told you that person. I don't want to abuse that person, but that person is clueless. That person has a serious mental problem. That person is deluded. He needs to go and check his mental health. It is people like that come out and deceive Nigerians. Someone that is very, very uninformed, talking rubbish. Because this is social media. I don't blame him. I blame the people giving him 2,000 naira to buy that and come on air.
All right. So the reason I had to play that, make it not be like, say, would they cherry pick or would they deliberately would they here to actually just provoke the government and not say things exactly the way they are. We'll not get anything to gain if we talk just bad about the government. Nothing will get to gain, nothing will get to lose. So we have to say what it is. But let me just quickly go on with that and then tell you what, I mean, the president said quite a lot. Oh, by the way, he also responded to the, what did they call them? The fact they say religious war, they go on for Nigeria. He's saying a lie. Saying a lie. Say anybody who tells you there is a religious war in Nigeria is lying. that it is a lie, that there is no religious war in Nigeria. It can't be like saying a propaganda against in government to just bring them down, because nothing like religious war for inside Nigeria. I don't know whether I would like to react to that, sir.
Well, you know the thing is,
US don't talk, say, US don't about
you have a Muslim, sorry, Precious, you have a Muslim ticket.
Yes,
and what do you expect the president to say? You cannot say anything, but if you check the pattern of killings in the north, from the north, east, northwest, north central, you'll find out that it is mostly areas that are populated by Christians. I hear that in Kaduna so far there are about 741 Christians in that are being held hostage. Yes, it's in the news. It's been in the news all day. So what is Mr. President talking about? We're not saying, nobody's saying that there is a war in the north. But what we are saying is that Christians are the ones who are being targeted, and Christians are the ones who are suffering.
But we've had situations where Muslims are also killed. Now, remember, some people did their mosque the other day for inside Zamfara and other states, and then killed them for their mosque.
What is the percentage? Those ones are referred to them as collateral damage.
Because
the main victims are Christians.
So that means what's in the president talk? Well, make we play what's in talk for your village when you go there yesterday.
Benefits. Today, our external reserve stand at $42.03 billion. The highest since 2019. This is the proof that Nigeria is regaining its strength and credibility in the global economy. Our trade surplus rose by more than 44% in the last quarter, while manufactured exports surged by 173%. These numbers speak of a Nigeria that's producing, exporting, and competing more than ever before. It's a better Nigeria. Benefit. Today, our external reserves stand at $42.03 billion. The highest since 2019. This is the proof that Nigeria is regaining its.
All right, so I can go on and on with this. Make I not just continue to go on. I mean, the presidents reel out most of these achievements, them and the things and we say they don't do. But make a quickly take the reaction of some people concerning the statement we make, because the African Democratic Congress, ADC, don't criticize President Bola Tinubu over the October 1 address, describing it as a budget-styled presentation rather than an Independence Day message. Like say, it reel out in budget, like say, it reel out achievements. Now, Bolaji Abdullahi will be the spokesperson for the coalition. In fact, he summoned the president where he said the president failed to capture the true essence of waiting they happen for Nigeria Gongon. Say it be like say he just escape waiting they happen, just they talk the one way he be say he feel like say good day enough to market him. Now waiting he be say he talk. And not only him, other people don't talk to, but make we finish with him. He said, listening to the president, you would think he was delivering a budget speech or annual performance review rather than speaking to the history of nation like Nigeria at a critical time like this. Now listen Abdullahi talk. And then they also summarize and say a light for most of the things and we be say a talk well. They say it is very disappointing that the president did not understand the historic significance of the moment and rather chose to use a budget-style speech to say, this is why my government has done, or this is what my government has not done. Then, Premier Tayodele too don't sum up the president. In fact, it talks say, with the way Nigeria did like this, say, it be like say Nigeria did on a time bomb under President Bola Tinubu did. They call him directionless government. That's what he talk. He say Nigeria did on a time bomb under the directionless government of President Bola Tinubu. But a lot of people come to talk say, why it be like person like Oga Ayodele go criticize Tinubu? Should be now people will be say be never they criticize them before. But make I quickly take the footage of waiting
Oga Bola speech, and I also listened to your review of your review of the speech itself. I must say, as a citizen, not just as a party, as an opposition party spokesperson, as a citizen of Nigeria, I must say that I'm profoundly disappointed because, and why do I say so? The 65th anniversary of a nation like Nigeria, or any nation at all, is quite significant. But listening to the president, you would think that what he was delivering was his budget speech or his annual performance review, rather than speaking to a history of a nation like Nigeria at this critical time. I was waiting for when the president will anchor everything he was saying within a historical context. But apparently, the president was not able to rise above the limitations of his administration. He saw it as an opportunity to campaign. He saw it as an opportunity to say, oh, this is what we have done, this is what we have done, this is what we have done. And if that is not bad enough, much of what the president claimed to have achieved, we can't deny some of them, but majority of what the president has said, you analyze that this president spent 30% of the speech talking about the economy. And most of what the president said regarding the economy does not reflect the reality of Nigeria. And if you go out and ask the press and ask Nigerians the meaning of, for me, the way I will sum it up is that yet again, the president's speechwriters fail to understand the historical significance of this moment. And in speaking about the economy especially, the president appeared to be speaking to economic experts and analysts rather than speaking to the reality of Nigerians. And it's quite shocking, profoundly shocking indeed, that the president spoke about, you said that the president spoke about security. Only 44% of his speech was dedicated to the insecurity in the country. I think there's something quite misaligned in the president speaking at this time and just mentioning insecurity in passing, when every single day Nigerians live in fear. We had the story of your colleague that was killed as a result of the armed robbery attack in Abuja, the seat of power, just a few kilometers away from the Aso Rock Villa. My state, Kwara State, used to be one of the safest states in the country. Now whole villages have been sacked and people being murdered in broad daylight without any let or hindrance. Nobody is disturbing them. The president is talking about gallant soldiers. The number of our military men that are being killed every single day with impunity by bandits is unspeakable. And let us not make a mistake. Even the numbers that are being reported are grossly underreported if you know what is going on. So for me, I think it's a big disappointment that the president did not understand the historical significance of this moment and rather chose to use the budget speech to say, oh, this is what my government has done. It is not about the 65th anniversary, independent anniversary of Nigeria. It's not about his government. It's about the country. And the president failed to speak to the country. He failed to speak to the reality. He failed to speak to our past, and he failed to inspire our future. And I find it quite disappointing that the president is speaking like a party man rather than as a national leader that is occupying this seat at this time in history. So I will stop.
You hear what's in the talk? He said the president failed to speak to our past and to also talk about how we will move on to our future. But make I take a reaction on waiting the responses and reactions of all these people concerning the president's speech.
Sorry?
I say, you hear what's in the talk, say the president refused to speak to our past and how he say we'll use move on for inside the future, you know, and amongst other things we basically talk.
The truth of the matter is that this government has no solution to the myriad of problems has befallen Nigeria. Because I also remember in that speech, your same president who has given kudos to APC government, who says that APC has come to change our fortunes, said he inherited an economy that was almost dead. So if you're inheriting an economy that was dead and you're praising your party, then you're speaking from two sides of the mouth. And that's why I said that the president is deliberately misleading Nigerians. That was not a speech. All that is just what the president has done is to find a way of creating bullet points for what he assumes he has achieved, not knowing that those things are not achievements. They are not achievements. That's the truth. So that's what Mr. President has done. It's unfortunate, but that's just where we are. We're in a country where the leaders don't take responsibility, and the leaders believe that whatever they tell people must take, just the way they have said it without questioning it.
All right. So before we go on to more about security, because I get something about Sunday who I want to talk about, make waka straight enter inside Peter Obi and the Lagos State government saga, because the buzzwords where they go on between those two is plenty. And so Moko just mentioned them very quickly. So I think yesterday also, Peter Obi visits the trade fair incident or place where he said they do the demolition for inside trade fair. And he had quite a lot to talk about. So in his usual manner, we post video, they make a post on what they think about the demolition. Make I even take that statement. Say that okay, it talk a lot of things. They talk a lot of things. But then the Lagos State government now don't respond to them. Tell and say what they do na sin a lie. Say in choose a time where it be say the country, in fact, he chose to play politics with the demolition of the buildings for inside Lagos State. And then a lot of people don't talk, say, wait, is this really politics or is he really speaking true to what is happening in Lagos State? Because what's in Lagos State government talk? They talk, say the people then no get approval for the buildings and say they don't talk to the people the entire and they no do the needful and say they even give them notice before then go ahead. Say they don't even remind them. Say several notices don't elapse. Now, this now part of the message from Peter Obi when he put up. He say the Lagos Trade Fair demolition, a test of impunity, justice, and compassion. Today, alongside Senator Oye, he talk a lot of things and all that. He talk and say, I must commend the traders for their remarkable restraint and calm in the face of such painful loss. In fact, he even says something very important. He says most of these traders some of them borrow money to use even invest in their businesses and to shatter their hopes like this. Say which investor will be say go won't come invest into Nigeria when it be say the people then will be say the country they see say you need to treat your investors them well. But the Lagos State government don't reply Peter Obi with another buzzboost. Now so the thing just they talk say Peter Obi they lie, saying they wrong for waiting they be saying do, saying they try play politics with the matter. Because Obi, the Lagos State government say Obi is wrong on the trade fair complex. The Lagos government accused the politician of politicizing the incident. The government, through, of course, the Commission of Information, Benga or Motoshow, stated that Obi's comment is an effort to mislead the public by misinformation and disinformation. Now, while accusing Obi of being unfair, Motoshow said the Lagos State government enforced its physical planning laws. Say now waiting they enforce. Say then get physical planning laws and now waiting they enforce. He added that the owners of the buildings have no approval. The government ample time to they got ample time rather to regularize their papers when the state government declared last year a general amnesty, which was extended several times. The owners shunned the offer. Now, when physical planning officials visited the complex, the gates were locked against them. They were beaten up. When the government called the owners for talks, they said they would not come. Their defense is that the management board of the trade fair permitted them to build their structures. Now, so they talk. They say this is wrong. The board created by the government to manage the complex doesn't have powers to regulate building development. They hear them. The board created by federal government, according to them, to manage the complex does not have powers to regulate building development within the complex, independent of Lagos state government. Physical planning and building approvals are within the remit of the state government. He further noted that the Trade Fair Complex Board can only manage leases, tenancies, and commercial activities. Otherwise, such development would be deemed illegal under Lagos law. He said we must decide the kind of society we want. One governed by law or one run by emotions, fueled by political interest, and so on. But even with this statement where Lagos state governments make, a lot of people don't fault and say, first of all, we're on a physical planning people did when they start to build the buildings, them, when they don't raise them up to the level where they raise them up. What's happened to the physical planning people then? Where were they? And how is it possible that each time buildings the day raised down? Okay, how about other punitive measures? Perhaps let them forfeit the building or rebuy it or one thing or the other. Instead of total destruction. Well, make I take a reaction before we talk about more things, reactions with Nigerians.
I've shed enough tears. I've said enough about this demolition. The only thing I would say, if I say it, people may think I'm being very tribalistic. No, but I'm saying it. It is time the Igbos begin to think as if there is no box. The Igbos should go back home and develop their own place. That's what I would say.
Oh, wow. Okay. Oh, yeah. All right. Short and simple. Okay. All right. Let's move on to other issues very quickly. Now, generally speaking about the independence, we hear that despite growing population and abundant resources, Nigeria 65 years after independence still stands at crossroads. As a lot of Nigerians, they talk, say, they know they see the independence, you know, they see the dividends of democracy. Come be like say a democratic dispensation nine come worse pass for inside Nigeria. And as we even talk to you like this, pensioners themselves they cry, say make them do something for them. Make government try what they go feed do. So that's part of their independence message. That is pensioners. So may they improve on infrastructural development. May they improve on healthcare access. So because these things, most of them we don't retire. They don't get access to most of these things and say it make life difficult for them. Basically, most Nigerians across board, they cry out, say, or they lament, say they never see the dividends of democracy and there's really nothing to celebrate in the independence.
Well, you know, the thing is, this so-called pensioners, you know, sometimes you just don't say things for people because tomorrow if they give them 5,000 naira, they will also go and queue up and vote those who they're not supposed to vote. So these days, I don't even feel sorry for anybody that's going through anything in this country. Hey. Honestly speaking, I don't feel sorry for anyone. Because right now, I feel that the people deserve the kind of leaders they have.
Oh my. Because
the people are the ones who are foisting these so-called monstrous leaders on the country. Everybody is now shouting, oh, hunger is there, starvation is there, no road, no electricity. Organize an election tomorrow. Give these same people 1,000 to 2,000. They will do what they're not supposed to do. So until the people are ready to do the right thing, like I keep saying, I don't care where you come from. I don't care your tribe. I don't care your religion. So long as you have the capacity, mental health, and integrity to push this country forward, I will support you to become a leader. You see, anything other than that, all this idea of it is zone, it is north, it is east, is Igbo, is Yoruba, it has not helped this country. And until the people wake up to that realization to know that sovereignty belongs to them, precious, cut your skin off for them, you will just be wasting your time.
Hey.
The Nigerian people are enjoying the suffering they're going through. So let them keep enjoying it. Let them keep enjoying it.
Enjoying. In fact, I've been supposed to bring you a video, but make a leave, because concerning this P2B conversation, a lot of people go dig that video for inside Anambra State, so he be saying be the demolished buildings. Say he himself an expert for demolition of buildings. Why he be say he they deny, say he they do like say demolition and new thing. When the
governor warns that any structure standing against development in the state should give way.
And this program is that we have to remove all structures from the road. As long as we are constructing the road, That's why we're even leaving most of the structures on the express. Once we start the work, the structures must go.
The governor also made it clear that no compensation will be made by the state government over such demolition.
All right. So, of course, the Lagos APC people begin flag this video, talk saying why he be saying the correct.
Yes, see, APC rats. That's what I call them. Ew. They are good at flagging. So in the last few days, they've been bringing out a video of the late Sani Abacha when he's talking about Nupeng and Pengasan and the oil industry, and I've been laughing. They should show me. What I want them to show me is where Peter Obi walked into a trade fair, so to say, or into a market and demolish the market. Then I will now know that they are serious. The man was clear. He said, we are expanding the road, and we know that people, I do not hold brief for a lot of people. I know that a lot of people, you find out that somebody will rent a shop. Rather than use inside the shop, they will extend the shop to the main road. The inside the shop will be empty. Their goods will be on the road. I will never be a party to that. I don't support that. So, but what I would say is that those who own shops in trade fair, who are developing trade fair, they should begin to think about going back home to develop their states.
Okay, so let's quickly speak a little bit more for inside insecurity where they happen for inside the country. And also we say, remember our former speaker Yakubu Dogara, he don't lament, come one say the scale of killings and bloodshed where they happen for Nigeria, especially northern Nigeria generally, say it places the region under a spiritual curse. Yeah, under spiritual curse, stressing that the crisis must now be treated as a national emergency and not be just the way it take be. He said, with the kind of bloodletting we are witnessing in the north, if you are a person of faith, you will know that we are operating under a curse because it is human blood that we're wasting. He talked a lot of things. So he say the development in northern Nigeria is not a regional prerogative. It must be seen as a national emergency. If the vast number of people we have in the north are not developed, then Nigeria is going nowhere. He said we need to depart from doing business as usual and embrace radical transformative action. Help is not coming from anywhere. We must take our destiny into our own hands and provide help. Now, one APC chieftain said, don't also come they cry. He said, he no understand. Sorry, an ADC chieftain, I beg your pardon. Don't also they cry. He talks, say, he no understand this idea of negotiating with bandits. In name now, in the ADC chieftain for inside Katsina State, Dr. Mustafa Inowa. He don't talk, say, the fact say that they negotiate with bandits, say he describe them as very meaningless, especially when Ibi say they no disarm those bandits them. They still leave their arms with them. Say, which kind negotiation be that? It come with negotiation, then these bandits and carry arms around you when they negotiate with you. Say that one na effort in futility, say na rubbish. And this now waiting they happen for the same northern Nigeria where Ibisa Oga Yakubu Dogara they talk about. And the northern Nigerian leaders, the champion the negotiation, by the way, just
see, let me tell you the truth. The northern leaders are the most cunning set of human beings I've ever known. The leadership in the north, they are worse than snakes. Suddenly they realize that the north is not developed. Suddenly they are realizing that the north is not educated, that the youths are not educated. Suddenly they are realizing that there is no employment in the north. Yet, the leaders are going home happy. They are riding in beautiful cars, living in beautiful houses. If the north is ready, if the north is being sincere, when the north is ready, they know what to do. They will do the right thing. It's not for you to come and tell us all this garbage we'll be hearing for how many. No, we don't want those garbage. What we want to hear is that the north, first of all, the north has come out to condemn in totality the activities of the Fulani headsmen, irrespective of who they are, who their sponsors are. That is the first thing we want to hear. The next thing I want to hear is that the northern leaders have opened up education in the North. That they have made education compulsory for every Northerner. That is what I want to hear. Then I will know that they are serious. Don't come and be gaslighting us over the plight of the North when you guys are the real problem of the North. I won't take that. I will not take that at all. So I don't want to be gaslighted by anybody from the North. The North are ready. They know the right thing to do. Their leaders are the ones holding them down. Their leaders should be able to speak truth to power. Their leaders should be able to tell their people the truth. Their leaders should be able to educate their people, allow their people to access education. It is education that opens the mind of people. Education is one thing I can assure you will kill Boko Haram and other forms of terroristic attacks in the North. Not all this they are preaching or giving sermons or holding. No. The North should be sincere. The leaders in the North, just like I keep calling out the leaders in the Southeast, the leaders in the North need to be sincere to themselves and to their people.
All right, sir. So let's move on to what we can do, especially as it gets to do with election. This is an election, be one of the things we decide what we do. Now, the Peering Advocacy and Advance Center in Africa, PACA, they don't tell political parties, civil society organizations, and other stakeholders to interrogate independent National Electoral Commission. That is, made them probe INEC on election guidelines and made them make sure they probe the election guidelines and review and well ahead of the general elections when they come for 2027. In fact, they say the center notes say 90% of the crimes during elections are committed by politicians, urging citizens to be empowered against manipulation. This one catch my attention well. Say 90% of the crime, the bad thing where they happen for election, say now politicians they commit, and that means the ones that work reserve they do. Now politicians they engineer them to commit them. And then how do you fight the politicians? Because now then they power. Remember, saying people where they power, they contest for the election, and then they use the power where they get they contest for the election, they cause what thing they do, they commit these crimes. What do we do about this? How do we even liberate ourselves from this? Then talk a lot of things, but make her take a reaction.
When you had a candidate in the 2023 election that told you that it started by telling you that power is not served a la carte. Then he went a step to tell you, grab it, snatch it, and run. What do you think he was doing? What kind of message was he passing? And then during the election, you saw where people were grabbing it, snatching it, and running. And nothing happened.
True to those words.
And nothing happened. So, you see, I keep saying something. The leaders are supposed to be role models in the society. But our leaders today are not role models. Because the kind of things they do are unspeakable. So, where do we start from? When we talk, everybody's been shouting about electoral reform. Your president has carried boards, cutting wounds and blocked his ears. The National Assembly that should be on duty, trying to see how do we solve the problem of, see, if you solve an electoral problem, 80% of Nigerians' problem will be solved. But what have the National Assembly done? They are on recess. They are on recess, enjoying themselves. And then they go on with beautiful salaries. Tomorrow they'll come out and tell you that they're the ones working more than every other person. That's what they'll come and tell you. But we know that that's not the truth. So yes, who are the ones who arm these political dogs? They are the politicians. They provide vehicle for them. They provide everything for them. So what do you expect? We need an electoral reform that ensures that you, a candidate, cannot contest an election if there is an atom of falsification or doubt on your credentials. But we don't have that. So for me, People have been calling for electoral reform. I am calling for electoral reform. But will it happen? Do you think that this government that lies to Nigerians, that deceives Nigerians, is ready to embark on electoral reform?
They do lie.
You heard the speech of your president. Point out the truth in the whole speech. Just point out one truth. Don't forget, in that speech, he talked about education being better than it was then. And then what he didn't answer me is that how many out of school children do we have? How many? So when you have a situation where rather than solving the problem, you're going round and round in circles, you're not helping anybody. You're not helping anybody. And that's the truth.
All right, sir. So there's a controversial tweet I saw today, and now when you talk to some, because concerning election, it gets a little bit of things to do with election. I don't know if you can hear me, sir. So I said, make I quickly carry on. Now, somebody tweeted, let me even see if I can get his tweet. He tweeted and said that waiting they happen between Shawore and the federal government, saying a systematic attempt to distract the people. Now, waiting it be. Now, social media commentator General Snow, 90 name, he alleged that the trial of activist Omoyele Shawore is nothing more than political theater designed to distract Nigerians and instill rather fear in those who dare to criticize Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Say now all drama we be say then they act. And you know, say a lot of people don't assume and before say somehow Shawore, they get something to do with this government. Now, speaking further, he say, let's be honest, Shawore is being arraigned for calling Tinubu criminal. The message is clear. From now on, if you insult Tinubu, you risk arrest. And who better to use as an example is Shawore. That's what you talk. He dismissed the courtroom proceedings as a show and a distraction, insisting that the government were genuinely after Shawore. If they were genuinely after Shawore, the outcome would have been far harsher than it is right now. So because they don't really mean business with Shawore, I wait to make the need to do anything. He say, but let's cut the lies. If the presidency was truly after Shawore, you would know this courtroom drama is nothing but a show, a distraction. I could write a better script myself. That's how you talk. He also called out the administration, the double standard of the administration, demanding that if you want to be taken seriously, free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu first. Until then, stop insulting the intelligence of Nigerians. Now, the commentator further ridiculed attempts to frame Shawore as battling both Tinubu and the FCT minister Nyesom Wike at the same time, simultaneously, comparing the spectacle to mind games intended to humiliate Shawore in public view. Now, they are trying to package Shawore as some fearless warrior battling both Wike and Tinubu at the same time. Yet, the same federal government can tame him, arrest him, and if possible, jail him, Bobrisky style. You know, say better jail, the Bobrisky style. That's how you talk. He wants that the next scene in this film would be a crackdown on online speech proceedings. Online speech. You can't predict, say, soon they will tell you that even mentioning Tinubu's name online is a crime. According to him, he said the unfolding events are not about Shawore alone, but about sending a broader message that dissent in Nigeria will be punished swiftly and publicly. What's your reaction to this conversation? Because he appeared a bit funny, but a lot of people sadly agree with what's in the talk, say not true.
Long before now, I've always said that Shawore looks like one who is working for the federal government. And I'll tell you why I keep saying that. If Shawore claims to be in opposition, if Shawore claims that he wants a better Nigeria, he wants a country that works, Shawore would have formed alliance with other parties, other opposition parties. He's not. But Shawore is every day criticizing those in opposition. You see him criticizing the likes of Peter Obi, and all of that, So if you are in opposition, if you believe that the government is not being good, is not doing the right thing, why don't you come out and join others in criticizing that government? Why would you criticize those who criticize the government? So what we have going on with Showore is what the federal government is doing. When there is a protest, the federal government will, on its own, organize a counter-protest to protest against those protesting against her. So that is it. For me, what that person has written about Showore is just the truth. I wouldn't say more than that.
Moving on this right now, Nnamdi Kanu don't write a letter. Talk say it cry out about what they go through for custody. That because this particular person's statement mentioned Nnamdi Kanu, so I thought to mention it very quickly. As he don't cry out, he don't reveal the kind of sickness when in the battle for inside the custody of DSS. Kanu reveal say in the battle with titanus and sleep deprivation, tinnitus and sleep deprivation, which he described as among the gravest threats to his survival. Now, for inside the letter where he be saying he appeal to the Nigerian Medical Association, say make them help him because say this tinnitus where be say they go through, say it they exacerbate in hypertension. They put them at the risk of stroke, collapse, and sudden death. He disclosed other diseases to include liver, pancreas, kidney, bladder, prostate, and white matter disease, sleep apnea, and most critically, tinnitus, the constant internal chirping sound in his ear. That's what we like say they make sound for your ear. Now the letter, the danger of tinnitus and sleep deprivation reads partly among the gravest threats to my survival today is tinnitus. The incessant chirping in my ears is more than a nuisance. It robs off my sleep, sometimes making rest completely impossible. It exacerbates my hypertension. It magnifies chest pain, fainting risk, and psychological strain. It undermines my body's natural capacity to heal. DSS doctors once proposed to drain fluid from my inner ear, but abandoned the plan due to the risk of permanent hearing loss. Since then, no serious effort has been made to treat this condition, even though its effects are cumulative and potentially devastating. Now, they say sleep deprivation, when combined with existing hypertension, organ strain, and potassium instability, places me in immediate danger of stroke, collapse, or sudden death. Neglect of tinnitus and sleep deprivation shows a reckless disregard for the life and the life-threatening impact of untreated conditions. Now, in talk about a lot of things. Remember, say if you don't talk, say men and transfer and go federal medical center, make it go there collect treatment. DSS say na lie, say nothing they do am. Well. Now, the lawyer, the judge, don't tell enemy, say within a particular amount of days, make them explain to them why it be, say, make them come out, come explain why it be, say, Nnamdi Kanu need medical attention. Now, what's to make him now, say, don't go right to the enemy? Make I take your opinion, sir.
Well, the issue of Nnamdi Kanu has dragged for too long and is becoming like a shame to Nigeria. Nigeria has been seen in the international community as a country where there is nothing like justice. I think that the issue of Nnamdi Kanu has gone beyond what it should be. There are people who we know who have been arrested as terrorists, Boko Haram, kidnappers, and once they get arrested, the next thing you hear is that they have been rehabilitated. They have been reintegrated into the system. They call them repentant. And I've asked several, and I said, does it mean that the same Nnamdi Kanu is no longer repentant, haven't spent how many years in detention? So we cannot have a system that does not, that is not fair. The system we have in Nigeria, the judicial system we have in Nigeria is not fair. It's not something that will even encourage people or that will encourage investors to come into the country. So if they want Nnamdi Kanu to die in detention, it's their business. But I can assure you this, like I keep saying, and I will say it again. IPOP is an ideology. You do not know who would follow that ideology tomorrow and the mindset of that person. So as it stands, the federal government needs to tread carefully and ensure that while in their custody, while in detention, no harm should come to Nnamdi Kanu.
All right, sir. Thank you. Let's quickly also move on to other issues we need to cover very quickly before we open the phone lines for waiting to happen. Now, people don't call on ICPC, EFCC, say waiting that they do under President Bola Tinubu, no they good enough. May them make sure say them prosecute people, then we be say don't commit crime. One civil society organization, anti-corruption, Nine Right and Open Letter, they demand a total overhaul of Nigeria's anti-corruption efforts and the strengthening of institutions such as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission and the ICPC. They can't refer to cases like Better Edu case and all that. So why will never hear anything about them? Why will never hear anything about those cases? Now, so we use fight corruption. But you know, another way, make I just quickly add the story together. The APC don't come out and talk, say no matter how we take CM, say no government don't they as good as President Bola Tinubu administration since the history of our democracy for Nigeria. Make her take a reaction, sir.
Make a APC people go chop shit. Anybody that is saying that should go and jump into the lagoon. What do they mean by that? Do they understand the suffering the Nigerian people are going through right now? Do they really understand what is happening in this country? This is the same APC that stood up and fought petrol when petrol was 87 naira. Today, petrol is 865 naira. And everybody's keeping quiet. So what are they really talking about? How can anybody in his right mind tell you that President Bola Tinubu's government is the best government? Even with the subsidy the late Buhari was paying, we're not owing as much as we're owing today. Even with the subsidy that the kind of revenue that is coming in today into the coffers of the federal government, Precious, is that not enough for the federal government to subsidize certain things for the Nigerian people? You're not doing any subsidy for the Nigerian people, but rather you are taxing them heavily. You are taxing them heavily. What is going on? And then people will wake up from sleep and they will tell you, oh, this is the best government. How do they sleep at night? How do they sleep? Why is it that people like to lie to themselves? For the fact that you are benefiting from the largesse of this government does not mean that this is the best government. It does not even mean that people are enjoying the government. Maybe APC need to go on the street and ask people. They should go and ask the ordinary Nigerians on the street what they think about this government. Then they will understand.
Okay. How about the case of fighting corruption, the better ideas of this world and all that?
Which corruption are they fighting? Please tell me, which corruption is this government fighting? I need to know because I'm not aware of any corruption they are fighting. If this government is fighting corruption, we have the case of Better Edu. What has happened to it? We have the case of the former minister of education. What has happened to it?
They see they come court, sir.
Oh, so what we have is selective corruption fighting. Says all the interests, they call them Yahoo boys. But the government officials that are still in this country dry, nobody's arresting them. Nobody's questioning them. And you say you're fighting corruption. You're fighting corruption and you spend 39 billion to renovate an existing structure. You're fighting corruption and somebody's looking for 700 and something billion to renovate an existing airport. You're fighting corruption and you're embarked on Lagos-Calabar Highway without due process. And that's how you fight corruption. You're fighting corruption, you renovated the house of the vice president with 21 billion. Come off it. You're fighting corruption. And the wife of the president went out to get people to raise money, complete a project that is has a project. And the project has already started working. When you call it fighting corruption, if this government is not, this is the most insincere government we've ever had.
Now, just to continue with this conversation, we hear saying Nigeria now might be the African country where the IMF, I mean World Bank, the most after we don't shift from IMF. Nigeria has been declared free of debt. Free of debt to the International Monetary Fund, but the government claims has sparked outrage after revelations that the burden was only shifted to the World Bank. So why EB say we done free from IMF, now World Bank now with the O, and we don't become the African country with the O World Bank the most. Right. Remember, say early this year, this regime claims say about 1.6 billion US dollar loan owed by the IMF been done they paid off. However, Nigeria has since emerged as World Bank's largest debtor on the African continent. And people come to talk, say, waiting be the essence. We stop to owe IMF, but with the old World Bank. Now we don't become the people who owe them past for inside Africa. We know say that we be the giants of Africa, but must we show that giants by the debt of money where we see the debt who they owe, or how much money would they owe, and that. Now waiting people they talk. But people come to use and they marry them with the reforms of the administration. So what is the essence of the reforms and the gains of the reforms? If it be say you talk, say you take down on policies where a lot of people no fit handle, but after handling these policies, after taking up these things, we still they borrow more money under your watch past any other administration. Does it make sense?
No, I mean to the president and those who support him makes a lot of sense. They've told you that there is no crime in borrowing. You must borrow. You must borrow. So they are borrowing. At least you are borrowing. You know, you heard your president say you have shared 300 billion or so to how many households? That's part of the borrowing. That's part of the reforms. A reform that is not adding value to the lives of the people. A reform that is pushing more people into poverty. Is that what you call a reform? A reform where you say, oh, there is now more money to share, but the people must pay more tax. Even yesterday, there was this joke we were cracking where it wasn't a joke, it was in the newspapers where they said that even hookup girls will now start paying tax.
Oh, yes. They say everybody, including social media influencers, everybody going to pay tax now. They say if social media influencers, for instance, don't declare their awards to pay their taxes, say then go use their hand declaring for them. Now, most social media influencers don't even complain, say most of their money no day permanent. That is, there's no specific amount that they earn every month. So how much would they declare? Because some months they earn less, some months they earn more. So how do they declare their finances?
You know, Precious, you remember very well when this tax reform bill was being debated and the northern governors were objecting it. The governors from the southeast, they kept mute. They behaved like mool, all of them. But suddenly, everybody is now seeing what the northern governors saw in that bill. So even the woman, when they sell crayfish, they manage to sell crayfish of 1,000, you go pay tax. But don't forget that this same government that used the phrase that, oh, no, we're not going to, certain people are not going to be made to pay tax. But suddenly, the fans of the tax document, every day, and new ones they come out from that tax document too. Even as they get as they take hide those things, they hide them well. So now when they don't sign and they bring them out, if they wake up from sleep, they will throw one out. So the government is not and has not been sincere to the Nigerian people. The government has lived on propaganda and continues to live on propaganda. Unfortunately, Nigeria is the only country in the world where the citizens who are suffering, who are hungry, who are unemployed, are busy praising their slave masters.
Now, before I let you go, make I quickly play this video by Sunday Igboho with the trends this afternoon. They say he go visit the whether Oba of a Warland or so, and then Nadia now you make this statement. He spoke in Yoruba language. I don't speak Yoruba, but I'm sure you can help us interpret. And Nigerians have been talking about it. Take a listen, sir.
Security Baba, gbogbo bá wọn plan ṣe lọ́wọ́ mi ni mò ń gbọ́ bọ̀ nígbà tí ìjọba lé mi kó nù. N bá ti wà ká ní pé mo free tí mi ṣe wanted. Ẹ ti mọ̀ pé lọ́wọ́ tó lè kojú wọn nugbó mi. Kìí ṣe gbòòrò ẹ jẹ́ wọn nugbó tí wọn. Igbó. Bàbá mi tí wọ́n bá gbọ́ kùkù lajà pé ọlọ́wọ́ pé Ìgbòho ó sì ti dé ọwọ́ ọdẹ ti fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí wọnú gbó lọ́la o bàbá ẹ mọ̀ pàtẹ́wọ́ pé ọ̀kárí ọmọ ládùúgbò inú gbó dà. àwọn mi lè mọ sọ pé mò ń jánu ṣùgbọ́n tó bá yẹ pé mò ń jánu ni ẹ̀yin bàbá mi ẹ gbàṣẹ lọ́wọ́ ìjọba pé ẹ fírì mi ẹ wá lé mi wọgbó tí mi bá wá wọgbó lọ ẹnì kan tún mi mú tí mi bá lé wọn kó ònúgbó ẹnì kan parí.
Intercontinental ballistic missile.
Bàbá mi lẹni mi ohun tẹ́yìn bàbá mi fún mi mo mọ̀ láti bá ṣé bíbọn làwọn fẹ́ yìn àwa máa gbà fún lọ́wọ́ wọn àwa dá wọn dọ̀bálẹ̀ àjà wọn lẹ́gbàá pé ẹ mọ̀ wọ̀ lójú wọn lọ́wọ́ wọn bẹ ní gbogbo ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni mo láwọn ọmọ tó lè lọ sí wọn wà tá lè jọ wọnú gbó bá wọn wí àti pé ká tó wọ gbó gẹ́gẹ́ táwọn gẹ́gẹ́ bá gbẹ́ oní ṣe ń ṣe fún wọn ní Kwara ilẹ̀ Yorùbá bẹ̀ lọ́dọ̀ àwọn ọba aládé wọ́n di ìlú wọ́n lè gbé wọn kó mẹ́tí ọ̀sẹ̀ nìkan bẹ̀ ní gómìnà láàyè mẹ́ wọ́n lé gbogbo aráàlú yẹn tí ò kẹ́ni kankan ẹ wo bàbá mi ẹ̀yin lẹ́ ní ìlú ẹ̀yin lẹ́ jagun lẹ́ tẹ́ gbogbo ìlú yẹn dúró ọlọ́wọ́ ìsọba kékeré nílẹ̀ Yorùbá ń bì ní Nàìjíríà yìí gan. ẹ̀yin bàbá wa sọ wípé ajá òní tó ń bo ẹkùn kábíyèsí ẹkùn lẹ́yìn ajá làwọn pípù yẹn bàbá ẹ mọ̀jẹ̀ kí wọ́n máa ń fọ ẹkùn ṣeré bàbá mi ẹ dákun bàbá mi ẹ gbà mí wá sábà ẹ gbà mí.
Okay, so Prince Francis Chilakasa, waiting exactly when you talk, and because people they talk, saying say make government hand them over, military, security outfits, may they see how Ingo chase out the Fulani militias from our forests, and what I know go feed them. But make I take your interpretation. I know you.
No, I'm not hearing about.
No, sir. No, sir, please now. Okay.
I don't understand what you were saying.
Based on what people tell you, help me explain what you.
Okay, but what I heard, or what people have said, is that he's saying that if I think I heard the said if it's not that it's been declared wanted or whatever, and all of that, that they should, if they give him authority to be able to go and fight these people in the bush, that he will chase them all out of the bush. If you ask me if that is possible, well, if we're finding solution, let us look for an organic solution. If the solution will give us the result we want, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. It's as simple as ABCD. There's nothing wrong with that. After all, the JTF, most of them are hunters. Most of them are independent security people. So if Igbo believes that he has what it takes to go and fight, rather than exposing all these Nigerian soldiers that they are killing every day, they should send him into the bush. At least let him use that to serve his fatherland.
Thank you, sir. Nigerians' phone lines are open. Let's begin to take your thoughts and reactions on the conversation that we've had tonight. I beg, we're going to begin calling sharply. If you're calling, just make them straight to the point so that we'll go fit. Just get your reaction quickly and move on with the conversation. So the phone line already, the number to call, don't they, for inside the comment section, and I'll just zoom pin them. So you did there, and kindly just ensure that you call us. You can also... Okay, no, oops, I pinned the wrong message. Okay, yeah, I've just pinned the conversation in the comment section. Right, so I'll call the WhatsApp number 0817-029-4077. Now the number to call 0817-029-4077. Now the WhatsApp number to call. Or better still, you go also follow the link where the post. It will bring you straight into the studio to put mouth for talk. Hello, good evening and welcome.
Yeah, good evening, Prepre.
Sir, see two from Sierra Leone.
Yes, how are you?
I did fine. I did inside the house like this. Welcome, sir.
Yes, this is you calling from Freetown, Sierra Leone.
Welcome, sir.
Precious, I appreciate the good job that you are doing.
Thank you, sir.
But there's something that bothers me, that bitters my heart, that makes me to call.
Okay, listen to that.
I want to address my senior brother there, and my father, Chinaka.
Okay, sir.
You ask him a question, with due respect, sir, about the demolition of Igbo properties in Third Fair. You said that you have cried tired, and they ask you, what do you think about it? Your comment is, our people should go back home to develop their place. Is that not what you said? But it has been long. We have been calling our people to return back home. Even IPOB have been shouting it many years ago. Our people should relocate. But let me ask our people, let me ask him something. If that shall be your answer, if that should be the final, your submission, that our people should go back, what about, what stops you people from approaching international, what do they call it? International Court of Justice? Is that
International Criminal Court?
No, not International Criminal Court. They can approach them as well. Because what that Lagos State governor is doing is a criminal act. It's a terrorism act against other ethnic groups who are living and doing their business in Lagos State, and their businesses were being demolished, their houses were being demolished. What stops Igbo politicians to approach International Court of Justice, approach them and petition this Lagos State government? What stops you people from doing that? And your only submission is to say our people should go back home and develop. I think you people say it's one Nigeria. Is this not a shame for you people? Watch your people's property being demolished in just for hatred? Is this not hatred? This is pure hatred. That is all you people can do. Just go back home and develop our place. Fair enough. That's a good answer. We have been saying it. But what about you people approaching the right people to say, look at this case? Why these people are carrying this type of ethnic hatred against Igbo people in Nigeria? Nnamdi Kanu say, allow us to go. You people say it's one Nigeria. Inside that one Nigeria, Igbo people have no peace. And all you can say is you should go and develop our place. That's fair enough. But what about you people summon this governor of Lagos State to International Court of Justice? For them to look into, for them to see this type of wickedness and hatred. What stops you people from doing that? Igbo politicians have failed us. They have failed us.
Chilaka, first of all, Prince Francis Chilaka is not a politician. He's not an Igbo leader. So if you're saying that Igbo leaders should do that, you can refer to Igbo leaders, or not Prince Francis Chilaka. I'm not speaking for him, but he's not an Igbo leader, neither is he an Igbo politician. So in what capacity is he going to write to International Court of Justice, as he said? If he can write to International Court of Justice, that means you too can write to International Court of Justice. So why don't you start?
Precious, I'm not kind of the person that will come and say something without having without doing something. I am not a coward.
Okay.
Precious, let him not cut off.
Let me hear you, sir. Sorry, let me just.
You can't hear me. No, I'm sure you can hear me because he heard what I said. I'm sure you can hear me. Let me quickly say this, Precious. I think there's a mistake a lot of people are making. And we must understand that each state in Nigeria have their own bylaws. And if the state comes out to tell you that what you have built is an illegal structure.
But where were they when that illegal structure was built?
I'm coming to that.
Who got the approval for the building?
I'm coming to Precious. I'm coming to that. And I'll tell you, there are things people don't want to hear, but I'll say it this night. When the last demolition that happened a few days ago, I think it was on Thursday last week, I was in trade fair. And I spoke to quite a number of people. And the things they said to me shocked me. It shocked me. Our brothers, our Igbo brothers, they are taking what they call calculated risk. They are taking calculated risk. A lot of them know that what they are doing is illegal. They'll go ahead and do it. You go to ministry, maybe the person you're meeting is about to retire. And he wants the money, he collects the money and gives you a document. They don't go to cross-check these documents.
And they start
you tell them to engage a lawyer to do that. They feel that the money they will pay to the lawyer
is too much.
It's a problem. So they don't care what they do, they just collect the document and they keep it and they hold on to it. If the state government is saying that the law in our state says that this thing you're doing is illegal, then the people should know. Let me tell you another thing that will shock you. You heard that they're killing the people at the Computer Village a year and 6 months to leave that place.
We can't hear you, sir. Your net, your audio is a bit distorted.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I said that the people in Computer Village are giving them a year and 6 months to vacate that place. Are you aware?
Computer Village.
Are you aware? Now, wait. which I just found out. They said there's a judgment, a court judgment that the Lagos State government got 10 years ago. And when they got this judgment 10 years ago, they kept it. Now they are showcasing that judgment. And then they're asking people, they're giving people a year and 6 months. Meanwhile, after getting this judgment, what did they do?
But I thought they said they were going to relocate them. Where they plan to relocate them?
If you relocate people,
what be the possibility say the same people will get shops here and then go get that relocation? Abi, they go can't give out to only people from a particular place, and then they will call this people.
There is nothing wrong with relocating people. You understand what I'm saying? Can you hear me?
I can hear you, sir. Go ahead, sir.
There's nothing wrong with relocating people. If you relocate people, what happens to the money they have left behind? The development they have brought to that place, the infrastructure they have put there. So when they were giving them that place to develop initially, did they not think of the fact that they came from there? Why did they take it into consideration? So when I say that, look, let us open up trades in the southeast. Let the state governors in the southeast provide land. We know that the business that thrives in Imo State is hotel. Provide land for people to build more hotels. Onitsha, spare parts, Aba, materials, Enugu, cosmetics, something like that. Open the hubs.
But Prince Francis Chilaka, this is where they talk no good, they realistic without, first of all, the right ports. Secondly, proximity of transportation. You know, go they realistic. For instance, the center of our ports for Nigeria, now for inside Lagos State, 90. Person go begin moving cargo from Lagos State, they go those places. That's one. And secondly, the most functional international airport we get for Nigeria. Now, inside Abuja and Lagos, for instance. Me and you know, say international airport they protect. How functional is international airport? Now, these people
what they call
as an import country. How these marketers then go use transport their goods, sir?
That's what they call internal economies of scale. If you move spare part market from Ladipo now to Onitsha, anybody from Lagos will want to buy spare part, you go Onitsha. Anybody from Kano will want to buy spare part.
Spare parts. You think
let them start? Let them start. Let them start. That is what brings development. The concentration of everything in Lagos is the problem. Let them start. If you move the pharmacy market in the Dumota now to somewhere like Enugu, you will see people will find their way to Enugu where the market is to buy what they want. It will help you to open up your own places. No matter how they do them, say they want to enter the trade, they're not going to fit do them better pass the people that they do them. So that is my argument. Anybody say there are several court judgments. If somebody when you go international court of justice, Abi, is that not what your last speaker said? Precious, how many judgments did Nnamdi Kanu get? How many of them did your federal government obey? Even within Nigeria, where they get court judgment, how many did they obey? I bet we could move forward. Second base.
Hey, all right. Phone lines are still open, Nigerians. Please ensure you join the conversation, right? Let's see. Hello. Oh dear. Hello, good evening and welcome. Good evening.
Hello.
Sir?
Beautiful, precious.
Sir, this one where you hear me like this. No. A thought does not run in the time for nothing. This hailing, you can empty-handed hailing, I don't understand. What is happening?
Christina, good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah. So, beautiful, precious.
Sir.
As I get the sound of this month now.
Sir. I get them. I get reserved for you, Seth. Well done, sir.
Yeah. You know, your birthday done the near.
Not true. Very soon I go begin this stubborn. Now this time around, I won't do plenty things for plenty people, though. Because
like which set of people, which group of
people? Every group of people. I won't capture as many people as possible for waiting. I won't.
No, you go talk now. When we know. Yeah, you go talk now. Maybe you not gonna do it for widows. Where they take their hand, put themselves for widowhood.
No, no talk like that. Now, person they carry in hand puts himself for widowhood.
So you know, say you get some women where take their hand, kill their husband.
I beg, make we talk politics. Just leave man and woman matter now. Make we talk politics, okay?
And then get men where do the same thing. Not only
women. Okay, so, no problems there.
So, one, they say I go start with my joke. You know, the other day I just listened. I sleep. They carry me because I told you I always listen. Sometimes. A playback.
Okay.
And I noticed that Danjuma, they come, they praise you, they can't hear where you now, so you just smile, you are happy.
Oh.
But if Namil talk, say, see how beautiful you did. Sometimes you know they accept them.
Oh.
And in the way you know the way where you're supposed to, and I tell you, you go begin the verse.
Hey.
Because now we be a mirror. Now we all of us where they watch you, now we be a mirror.
I beg, now maybe the politician what they talk about today.
Won't be that.
Now maybe Nigerian government will talk about today.
Oh, Nigerian government where they talk.
Oh, Agato Nichuku, they put mouth for talk now. Eh?
See, I can get something where sometimes I don't know how to say it. This guy from Sierra Leone, sometimes in the verse, sometimes I always tell him making the calm down.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, see too. But sometimes there are some certain things, sometimes like Prince Chilaka, sometimes you go see say, or by Saddam, you go see say the thing just the boil, the anger or the heat of the what is going on, because sometimes you just look. I was just talking to somebody this time and I said sometimes all these so-called professors that are going on strike, that is so annoying that a professor would rig election for a secondary school certificate holder to be his governor or to be his minister or president or whatever, or commissioner or senator. And at the end of the day, the same person upon you are an academician, and then you are coming to tell us or to it's so annoying. Now you're coming back to what you are saying. How you are expecting the president to call the bandits in the north terrorists? How many times have you had those from the north calling them terrorists? But when they want to talk about the one happening in southeast, they call them terrorists. But none of them from the north. You see, there is something. If you want to stop a sin, you stop the occasion of sin. So if you want to stop something, somebody that is stealing is calling it tapping or being smart. It's not being smart here. The person is stealing. The day Nigerian government and all this elite will call the crime and whatever that is going on in Nigeria by the name and nail it by the name. If somebody wants to change, if a man that is beating the wife wants to change from beating the wife, he himself must know and realize that what he is doing is beating. And then if he wants to stop it, there are two things. Is either you know that what you are doing is you are maltreating that woman, you are beating up that woman, not to show that you are trying to show him that you are a man. If you are a man, you go and hit the concrete pole outside on the street. So if they want to stop all this, and they know the name, they know what it is. If they don't call it the name and what it is, they will not stop it. It is not going to stop. So, and that is what is going on in Nigeria. So look at our governors in the southeast. All of them, when they come, they want to build a airport. Which airport do we need? Precious, let me tell you. If all these governors in the southeast come up and team up as a person, as a group, and said, Anambra State, look at the amount of money you are receiving, whether generating or receiving from the central. This is how much the amount that we need from you. We want to build tram. You go to Austria, Enugu State, sign a contract with the Austrian government for this tram. And then you can build tram. Germans and Austrians, they are very good in building all these things. And then you build tram within Anambra State. And if a tram can move from Oka to Nnewi to Onitsha, and Nnewi to Ekurobia, Orumba, you have solved some of the problem. Divert from the airport all this bongo project that nobody is using, and concentrate in some of the things that the people will okay, even that the president that was talking, you need to, here in UK, the Labour Party, they had their conference. And you see the Prime Minister saying what they have done within the 1 year, and the next thing they are going to do.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Why can't the president? I haven't finished pressers because I'm not. Today is my time, because if I leave now, till Danjuma will call and he will spend 1 hour. So it's my time today.
What an accusation!
It's not accusation. It's what is happening.
Okay, sir.
The other your girlfriend will call and then all of us will be listening. So why can't the president please tell us the next thing that he's going to do? They are telling us about the currency, which they are subsidizing. Let them leave it to and then it will hit 3,000.
So you think they're still subsidizing the naira?
Of course. Of course. If they allow it to flow on its own, it will go over 2,000 to 3,000. I mean the dollar. No, go and ask experts, they will tell you. So why can't they tell us, okay, look at what we are going to do. Look at how we are going to combat this crime. Look at how we are going to, deal with this bandit, whatever they call it, insecurity. If they don't want to call it name, but I thank God insecurity. This is what we are going to do. This is how many hospitals that we are going to renovate to the standard. This is where we are going to start the improving electricity. Maybe from Lagos, we will do Lagos. After Lagos, we will do Enugu. Or after Enugu, we will do Kaduna. And we make sure that this thing is working. In the first 6 months, you cannot tackle everything at a go. Draw a plan and start from point A. We are not talking, Prince Sinaka is telling you about the Southeast. Any day that they put a port, and don't forget that Lagos is shallow. You remember the time you are still a voice of the people, you brought the speaker of Lagos State government. Did you remember the question I asked him? And they're complaining of Lagos being flooded. I asked him, what is the government plan? What is their plan in raising the level of Lagos, because Lagos will be flooded according to what they said in no distant future. What to build, because it not only flooded, it can tsunami, the tsunami can hit it, a light one, and the whole Lagos will be flooded, because Lagos have the same level with the sea. Even when we are talking about the seaport, the Calabar is very deep, that a big cargo ship can dock in Calabar, but that Lagos, you see, every week, every time they are drenching that port for ships to be able to be docking there. Do you know how much it costs them? Pressure, do you know how much they are charging from here to Enugu? Ethiopian Airline, that's the only airline that is going to Enugu, is over 2,000 pounds. Put Lagos and you will see how much.
So you rather do Lagos and do local flight and get to Enugu now?
But when you get, what are you doing? If you don't have anything doing in Lagos, why will you go to Lagos?
That's the problem.
Must everybody be patronizing the economy in Lagos? No, tell me, there are hotels, there are taxi drivers in Enugu or in Owerri that can you give that money? Must everybody land in Lagos and give that money to the taxi driver in Lagos? You can see the way everybody is patronizing Lagos, and sometimes people will be saying, "Oh, go, oh, go." They forget the impact. Both those who are not living in Lagos, the money they are bringing inside Lagos. Because you might land there in Lagos, you don't have any place to stay. You pay a taxi man to drop you in any hotel. You are patronizing the taxi man and the hotel and the hotelers.
All right, sir. Thank you. Now, thank you. At least I don't try today, Nabi. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, this one now for October, now because of independence.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you. All right, all the best, sir. Thank you. Whoops, Nigerians for would you like to say something about what he said? I mean, make I just go straight to the next caller, sir.
Go straight to the next caller. Time.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir. I go give you only 5 minutes. Ogati Waidanjuma, they'd accuse me with you. They are accusing me that I give you preference. Good evening, sir. Welcome.
Good evening, Precious. Good evening, Prince Chilaka.
Good evening.
I hear Tony. I hear Tony when they accuse you.
Yes,
well, it's one of those things. No vex.
No.
I want to speak on this spate of building demolitions where we don't see all over the place. And I think that a lot of sentiments have been expressed over the possible reason for the demolitions and so on and so forth. But I think that there are faults on both sides. On the side of those where they build, the owners of those property, on the side of the government. And when I say government, I mean both the federal and the state. Because I live in Lagos. I have a property in Lagos. And I have been involved, many years ago as a community leader. I've been involved in helping to, this spate of, there's a place called Birimi in Lagos. It's a canal. It's a long canal that stretches from, it runs through the abattoir, even beyond the abattoir, goes round, discharging water, down. It's a major channel. And you find out that right there in that big drainage called Birimi, people are building houses there. There's supposed to be a right of way, I think about 10 or 12 feet that you're supposed to give away from the canal. But you see that is being violated, even when you give people warnings, you give markings and so on and so forth. So the community where I live happened to have some of the building owners have had to violate some of those things, and we negotiated, mediated on with them and the government to see how you can resolve those things, because some of these people are poor. Some have invested a lot of money. And so when you demolish without giving it a human face, you worsen the problem of the people. And government exists to serve the people. So even when they violate those laws, I think there are ways where you can sit down and say, okay, in this circumstance, what do we do? Do we penalize? Are there ones that we can tolerate and so on and so forth? And we've had people where we have had situations where government will say, okay, we can overlook this. It's not, we can temper justice with mercy. And for some reasons, but we have also had some that are right within the canal itself. You'd be surprised. People build in the canal itself, which is not safe, which is dangerous, which is also obstructing the flow, causing a lot of problems, because you clog, you prevent, you need to go to Agege area, for instance, and see when there is, real heavy rain. And you'll be sorry for people's houses and so on. Some of these things are caused by that. But is the approach of the government, we see it in Abuja too, these demolitions, it's not just the state government or Lagos state government, but the problem is that when you properly interrogate some of these things, you find out that there are people who have genuine papers. They applied, you know, for their plan to be approved. And you don't just sit down in the office, from what I know, and you know, approve people's plans. You go to the site, you look at it, you measure it, you ensure that it, you know, conforms with, you know, all the building regulations and standards, and you approve. And you find out that there are people who have approved building plans, and they are still part of the demolition. It's sad. So my thinking is that, you know, even in trying to enforce, you know, the building plan or code or urban renewal, whatever it is, or, you know, these drainage issues, when you find people who outrightly violate, you know, these regulations concerning where to build and where not to build, I think there are ways where a government that is for the people can sit down and say, listen, this is your fault. This is what you have done wrong. And then they try and see ways by which they can mitigate. Instead of pulling these things down, is there something, if there's an alternative? And if there is compensation to be paid for people, or if you have to relocate people, you could do that. You know? And that's why I said on both sides, you find government sometimes, you know, doing things that you wonder whether is it really a government that is out there to serve people. And then you find some people, even when you have relocated them, when you have asked them to leave or whatever, they still go back years after to do the same thing. So there's really a problem. But the question has been asked, where is the government? If you look at, let me give you a typical example. If you take the airport, the international airport in Lagos, from the international airport down to a place where they call command, if you are going down from the international airport, going to your Napaja area and so on, by your left, that whole land belongs to the federal government. You cannot have a C of O there, but that whole place is built up. Now, can you imagine if government just stands up one day and say, we want to begin to demolish that whole area because that is federal land? You are going to cause a disaster in Lagos. So what do? Where were you when they were building these things? You just suddenly one day woke up and found out that the whole area has been built up and you want to begin to demolish. So there's a failure, someone has failed in his responsibility. And the fact that those people who ought to take decisions are not sanctioned is also part of the problem. Because if a man is supposed to do his work and he doesn't do it and is not sanctioned, these things continue. So it's a blame that goes to everybody. But let me just summarize by saying that, but because of some of the things, there are people who are also reading political undertones to some of these demolitions. And we have seen them, and there's a reason for people to think that way. If you look at the demolition of Nest Group property in GRA Keja, or you look at the election that took place in 2023, the vendetta, there is an undertone here, you know, where, you know, it is being said that people feel that, okay, these people are the ones that are trying to take power from us. These people are the ones that are trying to cause trouble for us. Therefore, we have to start by dealing with them, taking their property, and so on and so forth. And this is on Lagos. Every Nigerian is constitutionally, you know, allowed to build or to reside, because you give them that right to live and do your trade and conduct your trade anywhere. You sell this land to people, they buy it, they develop it. I take Alaba International, for instance. They moved them from Ketu. It was a waterlogged place. The traders developed it, mainly people from the southeast. They developed it. Suddenly, government woke up one day and relocated them to Alaba. That was a marshy area. That was a bad area. Now they have developed it. You have gone to chase them away from there. You look at Ladipo that we talked about. You look at Computer Village. They now want to move them to Katankoa. But these people are paying tax. You are taking tax from them. They're paying land use. They're paying all kinds of tax that government is taking. And yet you say that they won't be there. So there are inconsistencies. There is reason for people to feel that, this thing is not just because government wants to decongest the area, replan the area, or because people are just, constitution destroying the city plan and so on and so forth. There's a reason for people to begin to feel that these things are being done because, certain people don't feel very comfortable with a particular ethnic group and so on. And so the best way to deal with them is to destroy their property and so on. And that's wrong. So government really needs to reappraise its approach to issues like this, and then think of a better way to deal with situations where people violate, building regulations and so on and so forth. I think that way, this tension and this bad blood that you see all over the place will end. People don't need to go back to the east if they want to find, but they don't need to. They have the right to do their trade anywhere, so long as they maintain and they adhere to the laws guiding whatever trade or occupation or building, that's of the states. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ogati White-Donjima. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I get person for the line. Hello, good evening, Sam. Welcome.
Hello, Precious. Good evening. I'm calling from Georgia. I just want to post, and then I greet my brother over there too. My brother, good evening, sir.
Okay. I greet you, my brother.
Why do people come on your show? I know this is your show and they want to be a dominance. They want to dominate your program. Is that the way it works? Why can't people? I think you should be able to time some people. At least 5 minutes is enough for you to say. You don't have to just come on somebody's program. You say, no, let me speak. As if you are the host. Why we can't just have a common discipline? I believe this guy lives overseas. You can't come on somebody's show and they just want to dominate the program and say, because a lot of people are probably going to lose their line of thought. It doesn't work that way. You understand what I'm saying? That's not the way things work. You should be disciplined. Not to come on somebody's show and you just want to keep talking. It doesn't work that way.
It's okay. I understand your concern.
Oh my goodness.
But the idea of this platform is actually to give people a platform to talk.
Yeah, I understand that, but at least you need to time something. If you're timing people 5 minutes or 10 minutes, that would be perfect. Not just to come and just talk for like 20 minutes.
Thank you very much.
Everything I wanted to say now, I've kind of forgotten.
Now, Vex, don't make you forget.
Let me just say what I want to say. Let me just make it very fast.
No, Vex. Sorry, go ahead.
Listen, as long as I blame all of you. Let me be very honest.
Follow for us.
The reason I blame you guys about instead, I really hate to talk about Nigeria, to tell the truth. I really hate to talk about Nigeria. As long as you guys are still clamoring for an election, talking about one Nigeria, all these killings going on in Nigeria, you guys are all at fault. Why do I say that? You guys are at fault because you guys are still supporting one Nigeria, still talking about election, still talking about Nigeria. If everybody, with the anger that everybody has right now about Nigeria, and you use that anger and then division of this country, nobody's gonna kill you. Nobody's gonna kill nobody. Nigeria is not working. We all know it's not working. Let's use that frustration and just say, just speak the truth and say, listen, man, we don't want to be part of this country no more. You speak the truth, you will die. You don't speak the truth, you will die. Look at what happened to that lady that was in her apartment. They claim that she jumped out. Have Nigeria not happened to her? These are the people on the TV show. I know most of the times, I know the government, I'm not saying she's part of it, but I know most of these people are news presenters. There's some certain news the government tell them not to speak, not to tell, or not to say it, and they refuse not to say it. Look how she was at her home and somebody came and killed her. This is why, because the country is not working. It's not working. It will never work today. It will never work tomorrow. It will never work forever and ever. The more we keep talking about this one Nigeria, everybody's at fault. Because if everyone can vex that the way everybody's angry about Nigeria, I say, you know what? Enough of this shit. The country, everyone should go down separate ways. We're wasting our time, deceiving ourselves, talking about 2027. We're in 2025. They're talking like as if there is no calendar of 2026. As if there's no, that Nigeria have wiped that 2026 calendar. You have to finish 2025 before you jump into 2026 and they talk about 2027. All these people talking about 2027, they're not even they're going to see tomorrow. This lady that was killed yesterday or 2 days ago, if somebody tells her that she cannot be able to see December, she's going to curse that person out. We are deceiving ourselves in Nigeria. Talking about Nigeria makes me, oh my goodness, it makes me sick.
Sorry.
It makes me sick. So the thing about talking about these people that their shops were demolished, I'm not even pitying for them. I would never pity them. I'm so sorry to sound that way. You know why? I think a couple of years ago, Juku came over there and told them that I think that was a trade fair or whichever one that they were trying to build. Or Juku, you know, he came over there and said, I think he said or something like that. He told him the importance of going back to the east to build, to develop east. But these people, they are deaf. Why are they crying and shouting? More are going to be demolished. They should stop making noise. We don't want to hear them cry. This is their burden. They got to take it. Let them get their burden. We're sick and tired of them shouting. If they have a place. I think that was 2 years ago, 3 years ago. The leadership of IPOB told them to take their spare parts, come to the east. There's a land that's going to be provided for them to bring their goods back home. Whether you like it or not, if they bring it back home, all these people that come to buy their goods will still fly back to the east because they will still, regardless of how much they put the price, they're still going to come back to the east and buy it. But these people are on a deaf ear. They're crying and whining. Nobody cares about your crying and whining. They can cry all they want until they decide that it's time for them to make a change by coming back home. Other than that, they're wasting their time.
Thank you.
And then the last thing I wanted to say before I drop, all this people wasting their time about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You read a little bit about his sickness. This one was if anything happens to that man, I'm very, very listen. If anything happens to that man, you see Boko Haram. You guys think Boko Haram is tough or whatsoever? What is going to happen if that man, if anything happens to that man? I don't even know how to classify them. I'll be honest with you. Let the Igbo leaders, let them keep playing. Let them keep playing. Doing everything, using it as politics. Let that man, something happens to that man, they find him today, they didn't see him. Nigeria is going to be worse than whatsoever you guys think of. Bye.
All right. Thank you. Okay. All right. So let me quickly talk to Mope. Mope, you're our last caller for the day. Good evening, sir, and welcome. Mr. Mope.
Yeah, greeting everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Yeah,
please.
greeting Precious and greeting Mr. Chilaka. It's nice to see you.
Good evening.
Yeah. How are you?
We're doing good.
I didn't know you have your own TV. I'm gonna try to appear here one day. But anyway, nice to see you, Mr. Chilaka. Yeah. Let me speak on about one or two subjects in reference to. Let me start with the World Bank because you just made a statement about World Bank. Looking at the IMF, I think the reason why Nigeria was borrowing from IMF is like a short-term loan, between 3 to 5 years. The maximum is about 3 years. I think that was done in order to straw our reserve. You see, there was a time they said about a month or 2 months ago, they said our reserve is in a better condition right now. They did that intentionally because that's what IMF does, it's for a short-term borrowing. So they did that in order to make our reserve look better. But long-term loan is like about 5 to 12 to 15 years, maximum 35 to 10 years, and that has to base on your resources. So that's exactly what they are doing right now. This government we are having right now, they employ what they call all this autocrat employ in order to manipulate the Nigerian people. That's what we're doing right now. Now, like you properly stated earlier, we are the highest indebted country in Africa. When it was the World Bank, they are deliberate in doing it. But the problem is that borrowing is not even the issue. It's what are you using the money for? It seems like they're just borrowing the money to share among themselves. This is why we are not getting the result of the borrowing. Nigerians have suffered. So this government has not benefited any of the people in Nigeria. It's probably, in my own opinion, the worst, government I've seen. So that's it for the World Bank. So let me go to one of tax. I just like to be brief because I was about to leave. The one of taxation, I was one of the proponents of this taxation that we have in Nigeria, looking at it, but I've just come to see the devil is in the detail. That's exactly what we are seeing right now. They didn't show us everything they have, they have in it. Like Mr. Chilaka properly stated, the North, we are against it, but our people from the South, particularly the Southeast, all of them was moved at that particular time. They didn't get time to review the detail because right now, from what I heard yesterday, every Dick and Harry is going to be taxed in Nigeria. Even the so-called Olosho, You know, so yeah, that's it.
Did you
I
just
mean,
say that?
are they gonna be keeping their money at home? Now you are inviting armed robbery to go to your home because they say people are keeping their money to your home. So how's that gonna work? And if you take your money to the bank, they're gonna tax you. This is the problem. I mean, there's nothing wrong in in a proper construed taxation. Nigeria has taken it to a different level. What is Tinubu's issue was predicated. It was predicated on taxation. That's exactly what he did in Lagos. This illusion that he built Lagos was can never be far from the truth. He never built Lagos. It was based on taxation. He taxed the people. And he has brought this to the national level and has taken it to a different level. By the time this government leaves office, his cronies, wherever they are, he's gonna produce the highest millionaires, in Nigeria. And we know where that's gonna be coming from, mostly in the southwest or Lagos, his base. That's what's happening in this country. I don't know where we're going, but it's gonna be
That's a serious
no,
allegation,
it's not.
Mr. Mob.
It's a fact.
So you're saying that the president is deliberately, systematically enriching the Yoruba
Yes,
alone?
particularly the Lagos Yoruba, the raw news. Why do you think they are very emphatic? They are supporting this government regardless of what happened. I mean, politics is about interest.
Are you serious?
But the interest, of this government is on a different level. There's some, there's impunity in it. There's some tribalism in it. So let's call it what it is. That's the kind of government we are practicing. And I'm not going to miss what saying it. So having said that, let me just pick one more. The one Mr. Chilaka said about I think about the land or whatever. I bought land in about 2 or 3 years ago. But I knew it wasn't going to be beneficial to me economically or whatever. I had to sell it. I sell it right away, and I took a loss. So I didn't mind about that. But I have a little bit disagreement to Mr. Chilaka what he said. I mean, when in terms of business, you don't just expect. I mean, I have a little bit of business, worrying, but it's a hospitality business. That can be okay, but it's not every business, you can go and build in Igbo land. I mean, you have to build a business where it's marketable. That's what business is all about. So you don't really fault the people about what they are doing. I don't know how they obtain their permit or whatever. You're probably more privy to that. You may be right in that regard. But it's part of business. I just see that whatever is happening, that's not how to go about it. I mean, how did they get the license to begin with before they start building? You have to consider that. Wasn't the license, being granted or the permit being granted by the government or whomever? So I fought them, and if you're going to demolish, you have to compensate them. So it's just the kind of Nigeria we live in. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Mr. Chilaka, I'm going to try to. When do you come on? Do you know? I mean,
I'll let you know.
Oh, okay. Okay, do that. You can call me or whatever. Okay.
All right.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Chilaka and Prince.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Right.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, sir, let me take your reaction so that I can take more calls. And let me take a reaction to all this and relieve you so that I can take more calls, because people are calling me and it's only fair to allow them express themselves.
Well, my reaction is simple. When we keep talking about the unity of Nigeria and that is not negotiable, our leaders are not doing the things that are required for this country to be united. Our leaders are not doing it. Rather, our leaders are the ones dividing us more in this country. Because a lot of things they do, a lot of steps they take, a lot of decisions they take is not binding the people together. And then the people have become so gullible that they're allowing the ruling class to continue to divide them. I mean, look at it. There's no way, if you like, be a tout, whatever, to anybody. You cannot become his in-law. You cannot allow him to marry his daughter or his son. So I think it's, like I keep saying, it's time the ordinary people realize that they're on their own. Nobody's going to protect them. Nobody's going to save them. They are the ones who will save themselves.
All right, sir. Thank you so much. I appreciate you deeply. I appreciate you. Please enjoy the rest of the evening. Always a pleasure to have you on this platform. Looking forward to seeing you on Friday. Thank you so much, and do enjoy the rest of your evening, sir. Thank you. Bye, sir. Bye. All right. Our phone lines are still open. We'll have a lot of calls, and I still have people for inside my backyard. So I'm going back to talk to them. But let's quickly let's see if we can quickly. So good evening, sir, and welcome, sir.
Precious, madam.
Sir.
Did they hear me?
Very well, sir.
Well, first of all, congratulations for an independent too.
You not follow for the independence?
No, why should I follow? What's the judge on me to follow that Nigeria at the moment?
Why you not follow, sir?
No, you not just celebrate. Are you celebrating? Check yourself. Are you celebrating it? I listen to your broadcast every time.
Thank you, sir.
How many people are these people going to kill before 2027? Why are we so scared and be coward? All these people are dividing us. But remember, all these people dividing us, we grew up together in the 60s. Because all these people shouting, Igbo must go. Biafra is this. We grew up together in the early 60s. When Igbo just left us, now they are killing our mothers, our sisters, our future sisters. I know they have been paid. This government is paying some of you house-made journalists.
No, don't say some of you. Say some of them, sir. Say some of them, sir.
Let us be honest. Nigerians, look, until we change that constitution, for me, when I say military, people are always against me. Military, even if military embezzle Nigeria, and the politician put them there. Look at the smaller countries, what they're progressing. And you want people to celebrate. Everybody, the Japa. We've been Japa now. Where are we going to go? They are demolishing houses. They say, some people are forgetting that Yoruba house too was demolished. So where are the Yoruba going to go? People saying the Igbo should go back home. Forgetting that if you go outside of Nigeria, they say you're all Nigeria. Why don't they Igbo stand their ground? Here in Europe, we have India, we have Pakistan, we are all over the board. Nobody will wake up one day that Pakistani should go. How many Nigerians they be telling us to go back to Africa? But we stand our ground. Let the Igbo stand their ground. Nobody is going to push anybody out. We are all one family. If some stupid governors, I know Tinubu and his Tinubu will never say anything because he's making his move within the Igbo, within his own chicken boy. But my point is, how many women or Nigerians, we are not talking of the 2025 never end, we are talking of 2027. That means nobody knows who's going to even see that tomorrow, talking of 2027. Until people are ready to lay their life for future that we are benefiting in Europe today. Some people sacrifice urgently. But if you are talking, these leaders, they are not going to take. They're not Nigerian psyche that we talk. We like talking, we go to the press. Nnamdi Kanu is there dying. No Igbo man, because all they want is money to buy 10-story building, to be building palace that they don't know what's going to end up tomorrow. Palace that is not going to sustain their life tomorrow. The Nigeria is pushing for another civil war. Let us be honest to ourselves. But I wish all Nigeria the best, forgetting that the future, I hope the future generation will not cause the present day. You've been telling Nigeria go better, no medical facility, innocent girl jump from the window. If the government is okay, how will a beautiful girl like that jump? And everybody is talking of independence. You women, you are not fighting for the future of your children because they know we men we are weak. Now women, now you born us. But if you allow your own children to be going through this, God will judge everybody inside this world. We shall be judged. I mean, I know they follow Bible. I'm not a religion. I'm not into religion, but let's fight for future. Start today, not when they kill millions of us before we start fighting. if the government is looking for a young boy carrying AK-47 or AK-10, and the military are telling you they are overpowered, and you call journalists, you can't go deep to find out where all this thing going. In this country, I live in London. Journalists dethrone a woman prime minister in this country. Journalists, not be government, not be people. Journalists like you dethrone a woman. So what we are saying in essence, how many people are this government going to kill before we stand up?
Thank you, sir.
We are chasing Jesus is coming. Is Jesus coming with his 12 disciples and the same Judas that betrayed Jesus Christ? It's up to Nigeria.
Thank you, sir.
It's up to Nigeria.
Thank
but let us work together as one. If you stay, we are still one Nigeria. Let no Igbo run away for anybody. Let no Yoruba run away from Igbo. Let no Hausa run for. But we are one Nigeria. Let's fight that war together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, sir. All right. Hello, good evening, sir, and welcome. Hello, good evening, Dr. Chris Inyama. Dr. Chris, are you there? Good evening. Hello, Dr. Chris, are you there? Okay, unfortunately, Dr. Chris, no day there, but let me speak to someone else. Good evening, sir, and welcome.
Hey, Precious, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you, sir. Remind us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Ken Agulu. I'm calling from Washington, D.C.
Mr. Ken Agulu, you're welcome. I asked you the other time if you're brother to Nick Agulu. You didn't answer me.
I said I'm not.
Okay.
Maybe there are many Agulu.
All right, you're welcome, sir.
I'm not wishing you anybody happy independence. I'm not.
But I haven't wished you happy independence. Have I wished you?
No, I'm not wishing any. I'm not wishing you. I'm not wishing anybody.
Okay, I wish those who are celebrating, though. Well done, sir.
There is nothing to be happy about. Precious, let me tell you.
Go ahead, sir.
It is the youth of this country, that Nigeria.
Mm-hmm.
It is up to them. I am 65 years old. Let me tell you, these politicians they don't believe in Nigeria. They don't believe. I live in Virginia near Washington, D.C. Their children goes to, right here, their children, they go to University of Virginia, Ivy League School. All of them. Many of them they don't even speak their language, house or whatever. Many of them will never come back to Nigeria. Many of these children, their children don't believe in Nigeria. Their father, their mother do not believe in Nigeria. They don't believe in education in Nigeria because their children here are getting the best education, or in England or somewhere, or Europe or whatever. They don't believe in hospital or healthcare because they don't go there in Nigeria. They don't believe in infrastructure because they have their own private jets. It is up to Nigerian youth. It is up to them. I am enjoying what I'm enjoying here because somebody laid his life for us. You know about the civil rights movement. You know about Martin Luther King. Look, freedom is not free. You're not going to get that free. Okay? All these European, Germany and all those, they fight for what they are enjoying today. It is their youth. That's what. So let the Nigerian youth be hustling for BACA, special assistant or whatever nonsense. And their future is taken away from them every day. Go look at it. Look at all these women, Osolo and all these others they do. And their counterparts all over the world are thinking for next 20 years ahead. They're thinking. So who's going to fight for them? These criminal politicians don't care about Nigeria. None of them. Look at what happened in Sri Lanka. Look at what happened in Nepal. When it's going to happen in Nigeria, it's up to them. How many of these criminals? How many of them? Let's say 1 million. Nigeria is almost 280 million people. You telling me that 5 million
with what arms? So people should just set themselves up to just die. No matter who dies, the ones who remain go survive them, right?
What arm did Nepal, what arm did they use? Freedom is not free. People would...
Oga, will you come back and fight that freedom? The way you people talk, the way it is not easy for you to set yourself up for death, is the way others are also afraid of dying. Will you come back and make it happen?
Listen. I'm not going to come back to fight in Nigeria for the youth, but I'm going to come back and...
Will your children come? Are your children not Nigerians? Will your children come back to fight it? Are they not Nigerians too by birth? Are they not Nigerians by at least?
Okay, let me tell you.
Can they not come down?
Let me tell you.
Yes, sir.
The fight I'm fighting is not for my children. It's for them. It's for them. My children don't care. They're fighting. My children are not coming to Nigeria to look for jobs. But the fight I'm fighting is for those youths in Nigeria because they are stuck there. My responsibility is to sensitize them. If there is money, I contribute. I'm not going to stay in Nigeria to fight. The people in Nepal fought. They fought. It's the youth that fought. In Ghana, they fought. Okay? So you're getting scared because this is Europe or whatever. When they're going to take the loot they are taking.
No, so you know the reason I responded to you, Oga, is because you said the bandits are not so much in number, so Nigerians should come out and fight the bandits. That's why I asked you with what I'm not even talking about fighting the government. I'm talking about what you said about fighting the terrorists and the bandits. Many Nigerians come out with bare hands, come fight bandits. People will get ammunitions, where we destroy massive people, including bombs. They should come out and fight them. They throw bombs and then they die. They continue coming out. That's what you're saying. That's what I'm asking you. Would you allow your children come out to face that? That's the reason I asked that question.
Wait. Let me get right with you. Let me get right. Nepal, what happened in Nepal last month or 3 weeks ago? All right? Who fought it? You think they don't have people outside Nepal? You think they don't have? In Sri Lanka, you think they don't have people outside?
I'm sorry to say, but you and I know that the Nepal situation cannot be like Nigeria. We have government, we get governments where we wicked past those Nepal governments. You and I know. And I ask you again, Oga, will you? Why will you not? Because your children are comfortable, that's why you not let them come out. Why you not go bring them? Let them come fight for your land, not be your land. Because it doesn't concern them. Do they not have relatives in Nigeria? Why can't they come out and fight for their relatives in Nigeria? They should come back and fight for their relatives in Nigeria too now.
Do you know how many lives? How many lives? Me, myself. How much money I spend every month to touch lives in Nigeria?
I in Nigeria with my mega pay, there is almost no day I don't send somebody money. Almost, and guess what? Most of the people I send to are not even my relatives. They're not even people close to me. But I send. Anybody who has known me all my life will know that I am very, very big on benevolence. It is what I do. And I don't even make it public. Except maybe when I want to seek for more help to give more people. So we are all contributing. That's the point, sir.
We not come to Nigeria to fight for the youth of Nigeria. Then we give them financial support, everything they need.
And they will stay in their safe haven. It's okay, sir. No problem. If that's your opinion, it's fine, sir.
It's up to them. If they allow this road to destroy them, destroy their future, it is up to them. But the freedom is not free. Somebody gonna.
But if Nigeria becomes good tomorrow, your children can come back and claim their heritage as Nigerians, right?
Do you know what they will do?
I am just asking you, sir. If Nigeria becomes good tomorrow, will your children come back and claim their Nigerian heritage?
No.
They will not come.
Coming back. They are not coming back to give. They are coming back to contribute. They are coming back. The Nigerians.
So they cannot come back to contribute when it's not good. They will only come back when others have fought for it to be good. That's when they can come back to contribute.
Somebody has to die. Somebody has to fight. They are there in the battle line. They have to fight it for them. Nigerians outside, all these technocrats outside, they are ready to come back and invest in Nigeria.
Okay,
they cannot invest with this.
Okay, sir.
They fight.
All right,
Let
sir.
us fight. We can be fighting these people here. We fight them here. We disgrace them here.
Okay,
Okay?
sir.
That's what I'm saying.
Thank
So
you, sir.
if you tell them, okay, fine, say you're gonna die, that's fine. You telling my children will come and fight for them. More children will come to invest in Nigeria, employ people. Okay, that's what they do. That's the children overseas, Nigerian overseas. The lifestyle. That's what they will do. The fight is for them. But if they say they're not going to fight and take 5,000, 2,000 and care for politicians, it's up to them. It's not that the children is in Georgia, Atlanta, Georgia, enjoying. They come over there and do. So if they keep on deceiving you people, that's fine. If they keep on deceiving the youth.
No. You don't generalize, sir. As much as now the young lady who died in Nigeria, she has a British passport. She left her British passport and came to contribute her quota in Nigeria. She's as good as your children in the United States. But she decided to come to fight for the good of Nigeria. Unfortunately, she died. So I put it to you, sir. I'm sorry that I'm taking sides. That you are saving your children from also dying for Nigeria. But you only want them to come when Nigeria is good enough for them to contribute their own quota or enjoy from it. And that is very unfair to other people. Now, no, sir, let me explain to you further. There are also a lot of people who have opportunities to be where your children are, but they chose to come back to fight the cause of Nigeria. So if your children decide to come to do it, there won't be an exception. That's the point I'm trying to make. There won't be exception. They won't be the only ones. It doesn't matter. There are people who are not born in Nigeria who are here today fighting for the good of Nigeria. Do you know if I have kids who are not born in Nigeria but are here in Nigeria? Do you know if I have kids who are not born in Nigeria but are here in Nigeria because they have to be here in Nigeria? Do you know that?
My children will not come to Nigeria with the way Nigeria is. Then Nigeria can contribute financially to the people that need it. And that is the best they can do. Okay? But the people in Nigeria that facing this fire, they have to fight for them. Because nothing is free. Freedom is not
Augusta, we have not said that anything is free. We've not said that freedom is gotten for free. But the point I'm trying to make is that as much as you're calling for this freedom, having established that there is a tendency, or every likelihood that people would die for the freedom. And I asked you, what's your contribution? The only contribution I want to make is financial. How about if me and others do you know the risk I'm taking for being in Nigeria and talking about the growth and government of Nigeria in Nigeria? Do you know that is risky for me? But I am putting out myself in the front line to do that for Nigeria. And you're there telling me that your children cannot come because it is risky for them. So people like me can lay our lives down for Nigeria. Do you know if I also hold another passport, but I decided to come here, to stay here and work for Nigeria? So what you're doing is as if you're insulting the sensibility of those who decided to stay back and fight for the cause of this country. You only want to come when things are good. And you're pushing people to go for their deaths. That's what you're doing. And that's why I'm answering you the way I'm answering you. Because it is painful. Nobody has said that freedom is giving a la carte. No, it is not giving a la carte. But you don't deliberately push people. You're pushing people that people should go out and they should take it and they should fight. You even say that people should fight Boko Haram. You're even saying that the bandits, how many are they?
That's what I come to.
Do you know how many jobs I've created? Do you know how many people are on my own payroll too? Am I not a Nigerian? I create job in Nigeria and I'm also a Nigerian.
Let it be like that. But I'm telling you that people hope for what they want.
Thank you, sir.
What Nigerians is to fight for their right. Our job is to throw investment there that will give them this. That's our job. I'm not going to be here to go to Nigeria.
I am not saying that your point is wrong. It is the remarks that you've made that I'm reacting to. How can you tell Nigerians that how many are the bandits? How many are the Boko terrorists? They are not 5,000 in number. So Nigerians should fight people who have weapons of mass destruction, knowing that they would die. That's what they have to do. That's the point I am very upset at you about. Because it's very unfair. Like, you're deliberately pushing Nigerians to go to their death. After all, how many are those people in their number?
You are getting me wrong. I'm not telling them to fight bandits.
But you mentioned it. You said how many are the bandits in number? That are now up to 5,000. How many are Nigerians that were more in number? We can play back. This is a recording. You mentioned that, and that's why I took you up.
If 1 million Nigerians march to National Assembly in Abuja and say this is what we want, 1 million people, this is the changes we want, the change will happen.
Thank you,
if
sir.
1 million Nigerians march to Asarok tomorrow, telling Tinubu this is what we want, they won't run away.
Of course, we know that there is complicity or complexity in the case of Nigerians. We know that.
They can't finish 1 million people. That's what I'm saying.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The civil rights fought for it. They fought for it. People died. And they achieve what they want.
You see that the way you say that people die loosely is the parts that also gets people upset. You don't joke with the lives of people who are going to die over a war. And then when I ask you if your children are willing to come and die, you say, no, they don't have any business coming to Nigeria. Really? But they have a heritage in Nigeria. They have a heritage. So stop, sorry, sir, but stop saying it loosely that people will die. No, the way you say it loosely, you say like the lives of your children is much more important than the lives of people who will die here. That's the point. How do you say so loosely? Like the lives of those who will die here, it's not as important as that of your children. So your children cannot come here to put in their own life too. I have not said they are not dying, but it is the way you're going about your statement, and that's what I'm taking you up, sir.
1 million people goes down to the National Assembly and say, this is what we want. 1 million of Nigeria.
No problem, sir.
After all, tomorrow, this is what we want.
Thank you, sir.
How many will they care?
Thank you, sir.
They won't care. How many will they care?
Thank you. I appreciate you, sir.
Right away.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Bye, sir. Okay. Interesting. Do I still have someone in my backyard? Dr. Chris, I saw you at the backyard. I don't know if you still want to join this conversation or perhaps I just let you go. Dr. Chris, are you there? Dr. Chris Inama, are you there? All right, I guess that you're just listening and perhaps not interested in talking. Well, I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who's been part of the show. Sincere apologies for responding the way I did. I mean, so I feel like it's very unfair for people in the diaspora to keep thinking that Nigerians in the Nigeria are doing nothing. And then, and they're too docile. Yes, Nigerians are docile, we know that. But there are Nigerians who are talking. We have a David Hundeyin who is practically on the run. Why? Because of his contribution to his motherland. We have someone like Delefaro Timi who suffered in jail, suffered at the time he suffered because of what? The contribution he's making to Nigeria. We've had people who are suffering or who have suffered because of their own contribution. We have people who are laying their lives and putting their lives on the line for this country. And you don't just stay where you are and they start making, oh, Nigerians are too docile, people are not doing anything. Can you come and join us and do the thing? No, maybe you teach us how they do it, where you come from. Maybe it's because we don't know enough, that's why we're not doing it enough. You come and teach us. And then you don't make it, when they ask you to come, you make it look like the lives of those who are going to be here, the lives of those here are not as important as your own life or the lives of your own family members over there. It's not fair. You make it inclusive. Nobody's life is more important than others. The fact that your kids are not in Nigeria does not mean that their lives is actually more precious than the lives of those in Nigeria. No, please, let's stop saying things. Let's not insult the sensibility of other people because we feel like we're more privileged than others. That's the point that gets to me in some of these arguments. We all know, one of the reasons I opened this platform is because I've always been crying about the docility of Nigerians, especially in requesting for what they need. What is their own right? What they deserve. But in doing that, I am not going to ask Nigerians to push themselves to their deaths. You tell us that Nigerians, how many is the Boko Haram? How many is the bandits? They're not more than 5,000 in number. Really? So if they're not, Nigerians should go and kill themselves with people with weapons of mass destruction? Oh dear. Thank you, everyone. I'd like to say a big thank you to everyone who has been part of the show. Thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to be part of the conversation. It's always a pleasure. And look, I understand how emotions can fly up and down. All of us want this country to better now. If we don't want this country to better, we're not going to do it when they do. But make we also cut some slack for the people who they do their best, while we also encourage others as much as we fit, so that they can understand the need for them to also do more. And instead of to make and look like, say, their life no matter, make them kill themselves to achieve everything they want to achieve. After all, nothing is gotten cheap. Yes, we know that. But then, please, let's take it easy. Yeah? I love you guys. I appreciate you. I'll see you again tomorrow, God willing. Don't forget that the spokesperson of ADC joins us tomorrow on this show at 6 p.m. on the dot. I'm going to make a flyer and I'll share it around. I'll share it on the platform on YouTube ahead of time. So he joins us tomorrow at 6 p.m. It is time for us to ask the opposition, what thing they won't do, what thing did they bring to the table? What will be the difference between them and these people? Considering, say, a lot of people for the opposition are people who don't even switch between the ruling party and the former parties. So what will be the difference? What did they bring? It's going to be an open conversation. Please ensure that you join the conversation when the phone lines are opened. Ask as much questions as you can. It is our time to at least bring them, look, ask them what in the said and get to offer us. I love you guys. Appreciate you. If you've not subscribed, please make sure that you subscribe now. You know they pay money now, free of charge now. Please follow us like a village people, man. I beg, subscribe, like, share, follow us like a village people, and share this post as many people as possible. Like this post, please, so that it would reach as many people as possible. I love you guys. Protect your mental health because it's always very important. You know, he who worries about Nigerian problem and runs away lives to worry another day. So don't let Nigeria problem ruin your life. Protect your mental health. I love you so dearly. Good night and God bless you. See you tomorrow. Bye.